proof. I'm a lie better more than no proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, independent, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's like Florida. Gucci get large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube and view it for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
I knew Bogdanovic was going to give us that work last night.
Dang! Hey, that might have been
that work last night.
The worst precursor I've ever seen.
You called that.
You go,
dude.
Oh no! Here comes a 25-point Bogdanovic.
You know he's been awful this year, right?
Yeah,
you guys know that. Like he's been terrible this year.
I've actually never seen him be terrible. Like I've never seen.
Yeah, I know. We've never seen him be terrible, but Bogdanovic is legitimately been. He's not old Bogdanovic.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless he plays the Heat.
Wait, he's just old by Bogdanovic.
I don't even know if he is. I don't even know how old Bogdan Bogdanovic is, but I knew as soon as I saw him, he's 32. He's not that old. I mean, unless he's like, unless in Serbia they were having him play at 12, there's Serbian Tibbs over there, like running him into the ground or something like that. But he's been legitimately a bad basketball player this year.
Yeah.
But I saw that face and I'm like, oh no, Bogdanovic is there tonight.
So I was getting ready to watch the game. And then oh no. Here comes another 25-point Bogdanovic. And I'm like, he has to be kidding. I haven't heard that guy's name since, the last time he came here.
Yeah, I know. Since his regular Hawks shenanigans where he's just lighting up the Heat. But nope, he was there last night. 31 points. 31 points.
Why did you put that into the ether?
I just knew. I just knew. I don't know. I couldn't help it. I just saw him and I'm like, oh no.
What happened to old Tobin? Locking it down. We gonna lock him down.
I'm not. I'm just embracing the struggle and forging on and there's something beautiful on the other side. That's what I've been told. That's what I've been told.
Sunshine.
You know what?
10
when
rebounds.
When you get kicked in the junk, the only thing on the other side is less pain.
Do you think like Chris Quinn ever says something smart alecky when Spo walks back in the office? He goes, "Let me know when that beautiful thing is coming here." He goes, "Shut up, Chris. Shut up."
Oh.
Should have taken the Jazz job.
This is brutal.
Oh my God, it's brutal, dude. It is
And
brutal.
the thing is here's what I hate. And I get on you for doing this. Right? I always say, every game is different. You play that game and I watch the game and I'm like, here we go again.
But you know what the thing is like, it doesn't matter. They always get roped into like whatever game the opponent wants to play. Like last night, you'd look at like the Heat and you're like, other than Bam stunk yesterday. But, I know he didn't get a ton of shots, but even in the shots they did, it wasn't close. It was like, it was December Bam last night. And, you got a good game. If you look at the box score, you're like, Tyler played great. Wiggins played great. Dunks had a nice night. But like, you let them score 61%.
Right.
Like and Zubac. Oh my God, Zubac.
He's a Hall of Famer and all of a sudden.
Jesus. I mean, he just demolished Ware and Bam like it was nothing. He took that poor Rook's cookies. It was bad, dude. It was rough. This is hard times, Daddy. These are the dark ages. Spo could sit here and he could talk about something beautiful or there's beautiful in the struggle or dude, they're legitimately lodged in the ninth and the Bulls are breathing down their neck with the tiebreaker. Like this is crazy. They're gonna end up on the fringes of the play-in. Don't let the Raptors get hot.
Hey man,
especially with this stretch you got coming.
Let me get this like Marcos. Seriously,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
They got the Celtics on Friday.
Yeah,
I mean, unless the Celtics are, even if the Celtics do the thing where they bench everybody and it's the Pritchard, Derek White show.
Please don't let it be that, actually.
You know it's going to be like, they're going to light it up and Pritchard is going to score 40 on Tyler Hero.
For sure.
Then you have Ja Morant the next night on the road.
Fighting for something in the West.
Then you have the Knicks on the road.
Game winner yesterday, Mikal Bridges.
I saw that. You know, to be honest with you, that's like the only thing that's left in the Heat that is like any level of pride. Somehow, some way, in the midst of this losing streak,
will be the Knicks. That'd be great.
Is the fact that the Blazers have yet to pass them in wins, but they've been close. They have been close.
Dude.
Joe Cronin is breathing down Pat Riley's neck. He's coming for blood.
Can I just tell you,
some way, somehow, they have not caught the Heat yet because they've lost 5 in a row as well.
Would that be the lowest point? As much fun as we made of Cronin and Portland.
It's just added low. It's like this is the lowest, but yes, it's going to be another cherry on top of this bleep
You don't
Sunday.
put cherries on. You don't put cherries on top of low.
What do you put? Rabbit pellets?
Cherry on top is for the cake, the celebration.
If it's a bleep Sunday though, you know, a real deuce in an ice cream bowl.
You got it right, deuce.
It's on top of that, are those rabbit pellets? Are they like little rat turds? Like what is the sprinkles on a bleep Sunday?
Steam. Like we out here laying down Stanley steamers.
It is tough. Yeah, it's like, and
Tobin.
What?
Don't forget.
Well, listen, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, this is one of those things. Like, I was listening yesterday to ESPN's podcast, and like, well, you know, then it's going to become an unprotected pick. It's like, yeah, but whatever, dude. The Heat are going to have their pick this year, and they're going to go into this thing with ping pong ball. They're not winning 2 play-in games. I'm telling you right now. If the Heat are in one of the 8 spot, if they're in the 8, they'll have a chance to make the playoffs. If they're in the 9 spot and they have to win 2 play-in games, it's not happening. They're not winning 2 in a row, especially against those teams. Hawks, Magic, Bulls.
I mean,
they kick their ass all the time.
You were going through the schedule, and I was counting up the losses, to be honest. And I was.
Tell me where you like. Where is the win? Like, where is it? Tell me where this. When does the bleeding stop? They've lost 5 straight.
Yeah.
And really, let's be real about it. They've lost 6 out of 7. That one win was against the Wizards. Okay, so they're the last real win.
And it was a squeaker.
Right. Yeah, it was they gave you a little pushback there in the third quarter. The last time the Heat had a win you were proud about was like beating the Pacers. Right? That was a good win. And then the next night you had and 2 nights later you had the Knicks game.
Yeah.
You blew that. And then the wheels have basically come off. You had your Ronnie Cycli moment, cool.
Great.
And then it's just been bloodbath. But seriously, you got the Celtics on Friday.
That's a loss.
Saturday's the Grizzlies on the road.
That's a loss.
New York on Monday, taking on the Knicks in the Mecca on national television.
Yeah.
No Jalen Brunson.
Okay, could be a pride game. Could be a pride game. You know, you get up for the Knicks, but
you got
Mikal Bridges.
They got Mikal Bridges and they got Cat and they got OG, but they don't. You know, they don't have Brunson. You played him tough last time. Maybe.
Put it this way. You'd be pleasantly surprised.
Maybe.
That's what maybe means.
Back Wednesday, you host the Detroit Pistons.
Nope. Fighting for seeding.
Who, I mean, you want to talk about where this all went wrong. The scene of the crime. The scene of the crime. Oh, hell no! 10-13.
She's back.
Wow.
She is back.
It was rough out there. Jennifer. It was. As you settle in, the scene of the crime was against the Pistons in Detroit.
Yeah.
Spo forgetting how many that he had no timeouts.
The scene of the crime started with the man who I told you maybe past his prime.
Then the other scene of the crime, we like to refer to this as the last time Jimmy Butler tried for the Miami Heat.
Ooh.
Monday, December 16th, a 125, 124 overtime loss to the Pistons.
Yep.
The Heat were 3 over 500 at that point. Could have gotten to 4 over 500. Jimmy Butler, 35 points. He had 19 rebounds, 10 assists.
Wow.
Incredible game by Jimmy Butler.
The last triple-double.
But you lost that game because Tim Hardaway hit 3 threes after you got an 8-point lead. So anyway, getting back to the schedule. The Detroit Pistons next Wednesday at home. I don't feel good about that game.
No, I don't feel good.
The Rockets on Friday. You've beaten the Rockets, but
Yeah.
you know who's going to be pissed and going to try and spike Tyler on his head
that's
is that
right.
Amen Thompson.
He's angry.
He's angry. So while the Rockets haven't been no great shakes as they were early in the season, they're still good.
Yeah.
They're not second in the West good, but they're good.
Pretty good.
So finally, after that 5-game gauntlet, what do you think the record's going to be in that gauntlet, Leroy?
Oof.
2-3.
Oh.
I would kill for 2 and 3. I would kill for 2 and 3.
Boy, I gotta tell you, this is a new Tobin.
No, it's a
What do you want me to
truthful
do?
Tobin.
What do you want me to do?
Honest
Because-
Tobin.
I'm honest
Because-
Tobes.
I'm shocked you ain't talking about Heat and 5.
But Leroy, how could I do Heat and 5?
I know.
Look at the games they've lost. You
Because
can't
that's what you do.
But you can't say this is the same as other years. This is legitimately one of the lowest Heat years of all time.
This is the lowest. Look, this is the lowest year in the most recent years. But they've been teetering on this for the last 3 years, being in the play-in and kind of working it out at the end. So if anything had gone wrong back then, we'd be having that conversation a couple of years ago. And what I would say to you is, you can't play like that. So
I don't really understand though. Like they've never been this bad with Jimmy Butler. So I get
I'm not saying with or without Jimmy Butler. I'm saying the team as a whole has been playing with this play-in fire for the last 3 years.
But forget playing fire. I don't want to talk about playing. The play-in is the worst it's been in the East in a long time. All of these teams are 7-8 games under 500. The East play-in is a joke.
Right.
I'm talking about record, the way they lose, doing things that are done that only the Jazz are doing.
Correct.
Teams actively tanking. You can't compare it, Leroy. Just because their positional record is the same, it's not. They are a bad basketball team.
Yes, but you have to put every season in perspective. So while you're taking the record and saying this is the worst record, I look at the positioning, and each year it kind of works on a curve. Some years you might have to be over 500 to get the 8th seed, right?
Yeah,
This year isn't that. This is a bad year for the Eastern Conference in general.
Yeah, but that's those people, like, it's when you go back on like the Dolphins and you say, oh, we had 5 straight years of winning record. It's like, yeah, but you were 8-8 going into every single final week and they added a game. Like it's
Right.
it's smoke and mirrors. You weren't really a winning team.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But it's not, but like the Heat being a 9 or an 8 this year is different than it was 2 years ago when they were 2 games away from being a 4.
But it's relative to basketball this year.
But it's
it's kind of
because-
like the thing where you have a team one year win the division, winning 13 games, and then the next year that same division goes 8-9 and has a team in the play.
Yeah, so you need to realize whether if it would be like that 8-win team, it would be like the Seahawks of 7 and 9 thinking they're the same. It's like, we're division champions again if you won a division with 13 games. It's like, yeah, but it wasn't the same team. So
Right.
I can't just because the Heat are one position away from where they were last year. Come on, dude. They're miles away from where they were last year.
Yes, but so is the Eastern Conference.
Just the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Just the play in all those teams that are there.
All I'm saying is this. Each year is different. Okay? If you take the wins and losses out of it and just put the positioning, how you get to that position is going to vary from year to year because what is going to qualify for that position is going to be different from year to year. My whole point is that every year the team we've had different conversations because of how the team has been playing. Okay, so let me correct that. We've had different conversations. But what has been consistent is most of the last couple of years, the Heat have been damn near in the same situation.
Again, though, they haven't been because they haven't really been like, if you get into the play-in, whatever you want to say, you would honestly, you could talk about the top of the competition of the East. They were closer to that being in the 8th than they were now, which is basically they might as well be the Wizards compared to the top of the East.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even if they're in the same positional spot. So I don't like that's where you and I just aren't agreeing on this.
We're not
in the same spot.
Because I think when you play with the play and fire, this is a possibility. And so now we're here, and you can say it's different or not, but I have been consistent with this.
They might be out of the play-in. Like,
right, I know.
It's not impossible for them to be out of the play-in.
I know, but
don't
guess
rule
what?
Out on that.
In all the years past, they were a 5-game slide of being in that same spot.
But it wasn't. But it was never going to happen. Like there weren't. You probably.
I understand it didn't happen, but I'm saying when you keep playing like this and being in this position, you are a 5-game slide from being out of it, and it happened this year for whatever reason. And all I'm saying is this: you can't keep hovering around average. And would you agree that I don't care if there were only 4 games out of the 4 seed or 3 games or 2 games, the last few years, not playing the result, we have come to this point of the season, even though the team is worse now, okay? We've come to this point of the season talking about, oh, if we just go on a run, if we just do this, we'll be the 6th seed or we'll be the 4th seed or we'll be this. And it's still, they end up around this area. So, like, yeah, the team is worse. But I would say you've been playing with fire for the last couple of years.
I guess. I mean, like, I would say if you want to parse it to your spot, say that you think they were average or slightly above average the last 2 years. They're bad now.
Yes. But and
if you want to go by your way,
so is the Eastern Conference.
Besides
the top 2
the top 6 are not bad.
Right.
They're bad. Anybody below 6 is bad.
Right.
They are bad. They're not average. They're not below, they're not a little above average. They're not
right.
We could get hot. When you had those other years, you could make that argument. I don't care. Like, I don't care what you want to say, or you're frustrated about how the regular season were or how enjoyable they were. They still had a chance.
I agree. I agree with all that.
They are closer to the Raptors than they are to the Pistons.
I agree. I agree with all of that. But I'm saying that the fact still remains you're still playing with your food and you're in this position.
They're not playing with, but Lieber, they're not playing with their food. They're not.
You lose this many games.
They get their lunch money taken.
You play this many games and lose this many leads at this point. I can't, for the life of me, I want an explanation, and I can't give you a good one. I can't.
Beauty in the struggle.
No, there's not.
This is good.
No, there's not. No, there's not.
Or John.
There's not. Right?
Take a break.
No.
Back after this.
WQAM.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. We did 15 minutes of heat to start off the show, which is also always brought to us by our friends over at Hollywood Kia. At Hollywood Kia, the #1 Kia dealer in all of Florida. Get the star treatment. We want to see you in a Hollywood Kia. Visit them online at hollywoodkia.com. You guys can get in on the chat at the Twitch feed and at Miami 56 WQM on YouTube, and check that on out as well. Miami Dolphins in their free agent frenzy. They have just signed a linebacker, Leroy KJ Britt from Tampa Bay. Started a few games last year for them. I think he started 11 games for them last year, 14 over his career. Add a little linebacker depth to the Dolphins.
I just think they're trying to, gradually improve at certain positions based on what's available. I'm not mad at it.
Well, thank you, Bobby. The only things that the things that they haven't touched on yet that they, I guess, need to, unless they're going to go in house. I mean, like the thing that's very noticeable is corner, right? Like they let Kendall Fuller go. Are they going with Cam Smith to start this year? They're going to go sign somebody.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. It's
you're going to go draft the Michigan corner.
Even if they do, I feel like we haven't had success with like drafting corners.
Such a weird thing. They're so good at finding undrafted corners, but they stink at drafting corners.
Right.
What is
right? That it like I think
used to be
a lot of people get in positions where in it's their own fault, where every decision has to work. Right? There's a lot of teams out there that have made decisions that have just been duds. But when you're trying to catch up to those teams, it seems like your decisions on how you spend your money, who you draft, who you bring in, has to work even more. Case in point, when you look at Philadelphia and look at some of the defensive players they brought in, right? Hell, they had a they had a All-Pro who was a special teams guy the year before.
Oh, yeah, was that Bond?
Yeah. So, like, while we're sitting here,
the Dolphins had that. The Dolphins had that too with Van Ginkel. They let him walk.
Right. So it's hard to determine because you may not know the name.
No, I don't know. But that's the thing that I'm wondering is, are the Dolphins? Because I don't know how the Dolphin fan feels about this. This is the thing that's like, are they going to go into this year give basically Cam Smith the keys? I guess if it doesn't work with Storm Duck, is there to kind of hold the fort, right, or you bring in maybe a veteran that you think. But I would imagine a guy that you drafted in the second round who was your first pick that year, though he very clearly didn't go well with Fangio and got a bunch of injuries and didn't really seem like Anthony Walker was that big a fan either. Are they really going into this thing and being like, get him, young chap? Because it is year 3. Like it's kind of bleep or get off the pot, is it not?
That's accurate. That you don't want to draft the guy in the first couple of rounds and after year 3 still have questions about whether it's going to work out. I think at some point, because you drafted him that high, you should have already seen some signs of flash, and we haven't seen it. That being said, like, they've put themselves in a position where everything has to work, and it really doesn't always work. And it's not just with the Dolphins. We only see the teams that it worked out for. When you look at what Detroit did with the running backs and stuff like that, when you look at what the Eagles did, right? It doesn't mean that you're making bad decisions. Now, the free agency has not been very conducive to getting quality players. And if you look at free agency, even the guys that made a ton of money in free agency, they all had questions. Hell,
I feel like this is
somebody got 80 million and was a backup in Philly.
Oh, this has been a very boring free agency.
Right.
I don't feel like there's really been one. I know that people like were crazy because the Bears redid their trenches, but like, act like you know who the good linemen are in free agency. Like every fan's lying to you.
Exactly.
So it's like, I feel like it's been like there's been interesting trades that have led to big deals, like the DK Metcalf thing or whatever ends up happening with the Bengals. Like those are flashy, those are splashy. But right now, this has kind of been like, all right, I'm going to take your word for it. Like because unless you, as a Dolphin fan, when you watch free agency, the only thing you're like, you spend how much on who? And they really haven't had a moment like that.
So
the only one that's of controversy right now is the backup quarterback. Because you're like, you paid Zach Wilson. Like I saw Mac Jones got $3 million a year from the 49ers. And I was like, I can't believe I'm saying this. This is right up there with my Brett Favre.
Please
I think I would have preferred Mac Jones. No, you don't have to clip that.
Oh, yeah.
But he's got actually like.
Hey, look, you say something, and then all of a sudden you see this.
But I don't like. Hold on one second.
No.
I understand his name is. I understand his name is McCorkle.
You said it. You can't.
His name is McCorkle.
You can't take it back.
Hold on though. The man has genuine starting experience. Okay, he was a Pro Bowler.
Don't do this.
He was a pro. Like if we're gonna do Leroy,
if
Leroy's gonna go, they're always a playing team. He was a Pro Bowler. And you can't take that away from him. Zach Wilson wasn't a Pro Bowler. No one would bring Zach Wilson to the toilet bowl. He was a Pro Bowler. And he started last year. He had to do what they did that last year with Trevor Lawrence. No, he was in the Jaguars. They sucked. But $3 million for would you? If I had to put it out here, all right, $6 million for Zach Wilson, who played no games last year, but hey, that guy's got a real chooch. Doesn't know where to throw it, but he's got a chooch. Or boring McCorkle for half the price.
So here's the other thing you have to understand about free agency. Who's to say McCorkle wasn't asking for the Daniel Jones contract because he was a starter and a Pro Bowler, and he ended up with only $3 million. So you don't know at the time of the signings what both of these guys were asking for.
That's fair.
So to say I would have rather this guy had all the quarterbacks got signed. He was trying to get more money, and it didn't work out, so he has to just get a job. Maybe. So let's not just all of a sudden make these assumptions that on the table you had $6 million here or $3 million here, and you went with the $6 million. That $3 million could have been $8 or $9 million at the time when you had to make your decision.
I'm to believe that Zach Wilson had more suitors after him out of the gate of free agency than Mac Jones did?
No, the price.
But his price was more expensive.
No. You think, wait. And did you just hear what I said?
Yes, that's what I'm asking you.
It ended up being $3 million. When the Dolphins decided to sign Zach Wilson, who's to say McCorkle wasn't at $8 or $9 million because he was a starter and a Pro Bowler? That who's to say he didn't want that same contract that what's his name got in Indianapolis?
But I think that kind of goes to my point. Like you wouldn't wait for so you're telling me
you want him to wait and then wait. Hold on. Here's where it gets tricky. You wanted him to wait, and what if both of them had gotten signed?
I have a hard time believing. This is just me. I'm just saying. I'm not dismissing what you're saying, but my opinion would be I have a hard time believing that there was a bunch of suitors for Zach Wilson. I got a hard time believing it. He played no games last year.
Did you have a hard time believing that the senior Bosa was going to get $12.5 million for not playing?
I didn't find it that surprising.
That's shocking.
Most of the numbers around there were 10 million. People were talking like 10 million. Now the Dolphins, apparently the reports where they offered less than 8. So the Dolphins really did have a sticking point on price. Right. But there was reports that I think San Francisco was around 10. So if one team wasn't going to spend any cap space, they're like, all right, let's give them 12 million. Like if who are the Bills going to spend money on this offseason?
Right. No,
So I don't think
again,
it's if he got 20 million, you know, it wasn't that out of the realm of the numbers I was seeing.
right.
I just saw I was like Mac Jones making 3.5 for 2 years. I was like, that just seems more reasonable than Zach Wilson getting 6 million for what?
Right. I'm
I
just
think
saying
Mac
that
Jones
at
is
the
gonna stink.
time,
Mhm.
right? You don't know what these two guys were asking for.
I don't,
And
obviously.
all
I
you
was not
see
in
is
those negotiations.
the end result. And to say, I would rather have the $300 million guy, sure, with the Dolphins. But
No.
at the time,
So you're telling me the Dolphins got foisted in 72 hours?
no. I'm saying that I bet you that Mac Jones' contract or his asking price was a lot higher because he was a Pro Bowler and he was a starter.
He ends up in San Francisco, which wasn't the whole rumors that when they drafted Trey Lance, they really wanted Mac Jones the whole time,
Yeah,
and that they were too embarrassed to draft Mac Jones at 3.
yeah. So instead, they drafted a guy that
They're not going to pay Purdy, are they? They're gonna play hardball with Purdy.
that's weird, right?
They're gonna play hardball with your boy Brock Purdy, there, frog boy.
Hey, man. As long as he stays mobile, he'll earn that
Well,
check, dude.
the other thing he probably needs to do is stay healthy. While you sitting here looking at all this mobile stuff, he's been banged up the last couple of years.
Run away from the hits.
No, he hasn't been able to.
Gotta get more mobile.
See, like there's a so look, it's good for it's cool for us to say we don't know who this guy is or this guy is or this guy is. But we have an example of last year where the Philly fans were, having a fit that the only splash that they made was Saquon Barkley, right? That
Were Philly fans
they
having a
wanted to
fit?
fire their coach in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, but not over moves. They were mad because
Well,
the coach
again,
but the reason they wanted to fire their coach was because the coach the year
he's a
before
mush.
What?
He says crazy things. He's a mush.
No, the reason that they wanted to is because there was a lot of talk in the locker room that there was a lot of stars on that team who had lost their belief in him. Like, remember, they had a collapse the year before.
Yeah.
And fell off the rails. Like, that's the reason why everybody was distrustful. And then remember, you had the whole thing with Brandon Graham going on the radio there, basically saying that Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown still hate each other. And they're like, this guy can't control the locker room. That had nothing to do with their offseason moves.
By the way, you're never going to control that. There's just guys that aren't going to like each other. All you can do is teach them to be professional. That's
maybe not. But that's where it came from. It had nothing to do with the offseason moves.
I just think, first of all, the free agency this year hasn't been, big names here or there. Most of it has been trades, and most of it has been giving offensive linemen ridiculous contracts because we see the importance of it, i.e., there's 5 guys that got Robert Hunt deals.
Yeah.
And
we reacted like that when Robert Hunt got that deal, though he did make the Pro Bowl.
So from that standpoint, I'm gonna be a little more cautious into evaluating what's going on, simply because I've seen situations where guys got signed that I had no idea who they were by teams and it ended up working out. I'm not saying it's gonna work out, but I'm saying that the needs that you had, and everybody can, everybody knows this, offensive line. Those offensive linemen that were getting all that money, you wouldn't have been happy if the Dolphins would have gave them all that money because half of them were either banged up, hurt, or whatever. They got an offensive lineman that tore his Achilles, right? But he was really good before that.
Yeah.
And all you can do is kind of hope it works out. That being said, I think and I believe that there'll be more deals around draft time, or the Dolphins are going to have to do really well in the draft.
Oh, they have to. No, there's no doubt about that.
And there can't be any,
especially with as many picks they got. They haven't had
Right. They haven't had this many picks in a while.
They haven't had this many picks in a while. They got, I mean, like, you got to hit on like they got to get people who can provide for this team like
right
with
away.
half of those picks.
But here's the deal. Here's the deal. In the past, you have signed veterans, brought in young guys that needed development. Well, that needs to change in that you need to draft guys who can be contributors who might not have the greatest upsides, but you know you can depend on them on the football field right away.
Right, which kind of brings us back to our starting point of like, do they trust their corner they drafted 2 years ago to be a starter now? Like, I don't know.
I would say this is one of the things you got to wait out because you don't like to say at this point in time whether they trust him or not when the offseason process is probably a quarter into it. You'll know by the end of the summer or by July or the end of May, right? May, June, July in there. If they trust him enough to put him on the field and be a starter based on the moves they make, who they draft or whatever. You'll find out relatively quick.
We'll take a quick break. Florida Panthers, big time matchup tonight against the Leafs. Back after this.
I think Mac Jones is going to stink.
Kiss my ass.
Focus. The new streak starts tonight, Cats fans.
Ooh.
Let's get to our road to repeat here. Brought to us by our friends over at Celsius Hockey Fans. Don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of. Rose muted. You didn't say the
Your
line either.
Florida
Florida
Panthers.
You blew that. You blew that.
Let's focus on the Celsius.
2
I'm
minutes
sorry.
for not paying attention. Like I
Are you
don't.
gonna put me
Florida
box or something?
Panthers.
-1.
Back to the bright chair.
Let's try this again.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. The official energy drink of.
Your Florida Panthers.
All right.
Pretty good.
Cats taking on the Leafs tonight. 7:00 is your puck drop. You can hear that right here on 560 WQAM as the Cats embark on this road trip. I always love listening to Paul Maurice because like this man breaks down travel. You know, I feel like in another life, Paul Maurice would have made a great travel agent because this man always like talks about the time zones they're going through and all that stuff. And he's like, you know, we've had a great advantage over the last 6 games. We've been home, but now the advantage flips on the road. I was like, whoa, that's ominous. And they had this awful loss to Boston, which was just so uncats-like this past game. Now, yesterday, they got the Goosies. They got to go to the Hockey Hall of Fame. Did you guys see any of the pictures from this?
Whoa.
No.
Hockey Hall of Fame yesterday. They got to see their ring.
Look at that.
They got to be reintroduced to their friend Stanley. Tkachuk was there.
Was he?
He was.
Did you measure his gape? What did you do?
I saw pictures, dude.
He-
This wasn't like when I stalked two at the
That's
radio
what I was
row.
wondering.
No, I did not look at his gait.
Yeah.
I did not look at his gait. I mean, he's there. I think that's a good sign.
How was he standing up straight, smiling? I need details.
He was standing up straight, a little hunched over, leaning in,
Ooh.
looking at his name on the Stanley Cup. And I
Look
believe
at that.
I think was it George Richards?
asterisk?
No, there was no asterisk. So much to the Oilers fans' chagrin. I believe the quote was "Never gets old."
Never gets old.
I don't think it would get old. How would they get?
No,
Oh,
it would not.
It was Randy Moeller who tweeted it out. Excuse me, Panthers legend Randy Moeller, who you'll hear on the call on Script Sports tonight. He
Ooh.
said, Matthew Tkachuk admiring the cup, as he always says, "quote It never gets old."
There he is.
Look at that.
Man, Hockey Hall of Fame sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
You been in the Hall of Fame, Leroy? You been to any Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I used to do events at Football Hall of Fame.
I've seen the busts. Like they bring the bust for the Super Bowl. They'll bring them and then put them at the media center. Those, I mean, I would say to me, I think the NFL's got the cool. I don't even know what hockey is, to be honest with you. But the bust, the Hall of Fame bust, is the coolest thing for a Hall of Fame.
I would say that. Will we agree that the easiest Hall of Fame to get in is basketball?
Yes.
Because it's the basketball Hall of Fame. It's not the NBA Hall of Fame.
Yes. Very willy-nilly.
And even more willy-nilly is how they decide or not to decide to put baseball players in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, of course.
Because, like, yeah, I can't.
Where's
I
that
can't-
coward who didn't vote for Ichiro? Where is he?
I can't even. The problem with it is that all these Hall of Fames say this: you can't tell the history of our game during the time that these guys were playing without mentioning these guys. That makes them Hall of Famers.
Yep.
The conversation about baseball in the last few years has been more about the guys who aren't in the Hall of Fame than who are in the Hall of Fame. Thus making your Hall of Fame, I got to tell you, not as good as the rest.
The Hockey Hall of Fame plaque is kind of standard. It looks like an Employee of the Month plaque.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that.
And with hockey, you're all over the world, right? You got guys from all over the world. So
Yes.
it's not just an American thing. Same thing with baseball.
It's in Canada.
So yeah.
Baseball, I've been to the Baseball Hall of Fame. It's the only Hall of Fame I've been to.
Yeah.
It is cool. I mean, I was a real baseball nerd, of course, growing up. But to me, honestly, the Hall of Fame itself is the most boring part of the Hall of Fame. Like walking through and seeing all the artifacts and all that type of stuff, that to me was the cooler part of it. But just the plaque itself, I think the baseball one is cool, but the thing that annoys me, and I'm a little petty about, is there's never going to be a Marlin in the Hall of Fame because they never put the logo on there. Like, who's going to get that chance? The only guy who maybe has a shot that you could argue about is Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah.
Right?
He's not putting the Marlins hat on.
Well, they don't get to choose. I think unless it's like even Steven, I don't think they get to choose. So like sometimes the Hall of Fame picks, but he's the only guy I think we have a shot. I mean, maybe Sandy makes the Hall of Fame, but we know he's gone after opening day. He's so gone.
Can I touch anything in the Hall of Fame?
Can you touch anything?
Yeah, like I want to be able to swing Babe Ruth's bat. I want to be able to. I want to take a pitch from Sandy Koufax and just knock it out of the thing.
Oh yeah. They do that.
That'd be pretty cool, right? Some of these Hall of Fames are boring. They're like, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
What have you been to?
Goth Hall of Fame.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I've been there.
Oh, really? In Nashville?
Yeah.
Is it cool?
I liked it.
Can I make music there?
You know, it's funny. They actually have a recording studio in there.
Boom!
Where you can pick a song and you can sing and record the song and you can email it to yourself.
That's kind of cool.
It was cool.
Get with it, Hall of Fames.
I've been to the Cleveland Hall of Fame.
And I wear Leroy's shoulder.
You've been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
What do you get for that? Do you get a plaque, a bust? Like, what do they do?
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Like some of them, it's like they dedicate sections, right? So, but it's kind of it's weird in that they used to do the concert there, and now they do the concert somewhere else. Like the concert's not even at the.
Well, it's like made for TV right now, yeah. Like
right.
They changed
the
whole
thing.
All right, we got to take a break. Hour Tua is next.
Looks like a Hard Rock.
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Vailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Two of the What the hell is Aaron Rodgers doing on this beach, dude? What is he doing on this beach?
Is he not sad? He looks very sad.
He's got to like have a photographer. Like, you remember like when people used to like call paparazzi?
Yep.
This was too Aaron Rodgers to not be staged. I'm sorry. Him being on this beach pondering life. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? He looks fresh off ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Fresh off ayahuasca.
Not a good beach, by the way. I hate the fact that you have to wear a blanket on the beach. What are you? Disgusting. Must be a California beach. Gross.
What's the grossest beach you've been to?
Probably in Nicaragua.
Wow.
Not good, dude.
Probably any beach on the Gulf side. Once you get around New Orleans, Todd, because it's mud.
Yeah.
It's not sand.
Not a real beach. Only 3 real beaches. No, okay, because some of those, Central Florida beaches, Daytona. So I'll give them credit and stuff, but
It's the water. It's, if
Just
you're
like
near
Eastern-
ocean, the Pacific beaches, the Atlantic beaches. But once you get over to like the West Coast, like the Gulf, we have Lake Pontchartrain. It looks like dirt, mud.
So
The
he's
water,
not
the water's muddy.
Wait, did you call it Lake what?
Pontchartrain.
That's what J-Fig does when she tries to get to work.
okay.
Point for Tobin.
That's a real lake, right?
Punch a train?
Pontchartrain. Yeah.
Punch.
It's probably Native American, huh?
Train.
No, it's in Louisiana. It's in New Orleans.
It is Louisiana.
There was still
Yeah.
trains. I don't think there was trains for them to name stuff like that. Okay, does he also have strings on his headphones? Grow up, dude.
I can honestly see, you know what? Sometimes Bluetooth's a pain in the ass. I could see that being a thing.
100%. Also, I don't like when you're talking on the phone with the Bluetooth headphones.
When you're like this.
Can I just tell you?
No,
One of my biggest pet peeves in life is people that talk on their phone like this.
I hate that too.
What if they're on
Hate many
speaker?
things.
They even if they're not, they talk. Yeah, I'm like, yo, dude, what do you?
I'm pretty guilty of that.
Why?
I don't know.
Apparently, Connecticut Beach is nasty.
I mean, come on,
Connecticut's
just
have a
think about
beach?
it. Exactly, dude. Just think about it. New York. Someone trying to tell me New York had beaches. Get out of here, dude.
Let's this is him very clearly on ayahuasca.
Oh, yeah.
He's filming a music video, guys.
Yeah.
Hello, my friend, we'll meet again.
Also, he's not up early. He's up from the night before.
Maybe he never slept.
Never slept.
Maybe he never slept.
There is no way. He's like up and at it. No.
Could you imagine, like, you're in the offices of the Giants or the Steelers, and you're like, he's doing what? He's like, why does he look like that?
Why does he look like he's impersonating?
First of all,
Do you think Mike Tomlin's ever done that on
let
the
me
beach?
ask you a question.
Yeah.
This is an honest question. As a grown ass man,
Yeah.
when was the last time you wrapped yourself in a blanket on the beach?
Leroy, you do that every day. What
Never
are you
point
talking
never.
about?
No,
You're always-
I said on the
beach. He said on the
pretty
beach.
sure if
He
you were
said on the
you would
beach.
have a blanket.
No, I would.
Go to
He
the
wouldn't be
beach?
on the beach, first of
Let's go
all.
to the beach.
Right.
He wouldn't be on the beach. But if he
Well, come
was on
on.
the beach, Leroy would be there under the umbrella with a coconut drink. getting plastered. All
He
right.
would not have a Coke and a drink.
Oh, he 100% would.
What?
He would 100%.
I'd have some type of Mai Tai,
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
something
You
with an
sure Dak
umbrella.
was-
Drinks with straws?
He's a Bahama Mama.
Oh,
looking
what?
Drink with straws.
The fruitier the better.
Yeah.
Give me whatever you got.
I tell you what.
Don't tease us with a good time.
Listen, when you go to Vegas, they're asking,
This is the story
"Hey,
from
big
the
guy, you want one of these delicious daiquiris? We have daiquiri places everywhere."
Yes, I do.
Mm.
You know what? That's the one thing. Has the Hard Rock, have they replaced the daiquiri bar?
They have not.
That's the
Oh
one
man,
thing
that's
like,
a
come on.
bummer.
They
That's
need
a
like a
bummer.
Fat Tuesdays in there or a Wet Willie.
Well,
Yep.
you can imagine how much.
Because guess what? Here's
For
the cool
fuck's
thing
sake,
about where
man.
that was located. You
Yeah.
park in that parking lot right there.
Whoop.
You come out before you even go into casino. You can get your drink on.
Yeah, not a good recipe though. In regards to like, I'm sure there was a bunch of mischievous activity, kerfuffles.
No,
Definitely
Are
got
you a
drunk. and
part
were
of
like,
one of them?
no.
No,
but keep
no,
in
no.
mind, they did have bars out there too.
Yeah,
Like
kerfuffle.
they had that. Didn't they have that Irish bar?
got
Leroy.
rid of all of them.
Oh, what was that? What was that place called? Murphy's Law?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
You
was,
could pee in a
Murphy's
trough
Law?
there.
it was Murphy's Law. And you see, they got rid of all you hooligans.
What?
They put a nice. What did we went to? That was the super expensive virtual play thing. They got stuff like that. What was it called? Play? I think it was called Play Hard.
Where do
Rock.
they have that?
Remember where we went to for the Odyssey gathering where we had? the
Oh, that
virtual-
place is cool. I like that
See,
place.
That's the
Yeah.
kind of establishments
That
we
place is
have
cool.
there. I
Yeah,
think
but
the
right
Hard Rock
next
is-
door. Right next door, I wish they would bring back the daiquiri place.
Yeah, like they have. All I'm saying is throw a daiquiri bar in there, baby. You know what would go great in that center waterfall thing.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Oh yeah, just a
Oh,
bar.
yeah.
That would be
Yeah, but what do you do with the water? Because
Huh?
that's cool too.
I don't know.
yeah.
In fact, the first time I went there to the new place, I ran into Jennifer.
By the way, we'll be there.
Oh my God.
We'll be there next week a bunch.
Oh.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday for buckets and bets.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to come join us over there at the Hard Rock Buckets and Bets, we'll be doing some broadcasts. We'll have more details on where we'll be on Tuesday, but I want to let you guys know we will be out we'll be out in these streets, everybody. If you guys want to go to Buckets and Bets and join us for all the buzzer beater, every heart-stopping moment, you guys can join us March 20th to the 23rd, presented by Hard Rock Bet. We're transforming the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino into a giant ultimate college basketball tip-off weekend with massive LED screens, beers with the crew, and real-time betting action. VIP tickets and packages available at Ticketmaster.com. Get all the info at WQAM.com. It's presented by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 or older and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood. And it is sponsored by Gunther Mazda for car buying done your way. You've got to get to Gunther Mazda. All right, here are the details. This is from this Daily Mail. A solemn Aaron Rodgers was caught pensively strolling along a Malibu beach on Tuesday night as NFL fans told him to retire with his future amid the free agency. The shoeless 41-year-old quarterback was alone at sunset on the Pacific Coast, where he was seen sporting a backwards baseball cap and a blanket wrapped around his torso. Rodgers is wearing headphones in the candid pictures, but it's unclear if he was listening to music, a podcast, or perhaps taking a call with his agent concerning his next team. I love the Daily Mail. They really
This is
just
so detailed.
they
and,
stretched
like,
it out.
the weird-
We don't know what was going on that beach there, love.
We don't know what song he was listening.
I also
to.
just love the idea that they're covering us. Like they're just like, who knows who's what saying this American football there. The Jets planned on officially releasing Rodgers at 4 p.m., leaving the team with $49 million in dead money entering the 2025 season. Jesus. The Giants are interested in him. That's all the details. We all know that. And there he is, just barefoot. It's the blanket for me, though.
Please.
I think it's the headphones for me.
What's the temperature? Like it can't be. He played in Green Bay.
It says, here's how the article ends. It says, if you're looking for real inside information on Rodgers, don't bother asking his friend, Pat McAfee, the former Indianapolis Colts punter, had told his audience on Wednesday he has no idea where Rodgers is playing next season. Wink. Would never give you up, Aaron. Love you. Punting.
It's
You know, I
funny
was gonna
that
call,
that
like, how you were buffing
the show that he's on is more secretive with Aaron Rodgers than Aaron Rodgers is.
Yeah. We would never break your trust, Aaron. We're rebellious punting.
They actually wrote that. I thought you were kidding.
No, I swear to God. You always think I'm fake Googling. Sometimes,
Yes.
sometimes,
Yes.
sometimes reality is better than fiction, J-Fig. This was written by them. And
Crazy.
he's out there in his ayahuasca glory. Where do you think he's going to end up? Pittsburgh?
That looks like the most likely situation.
Well, Russ is apparently visiting with the Browns because all that Kirk. I told you there was Kirk Cousins rumors. Now he's apparently Russ is visiting with Cleveland.
Oh God.
I don't think he gets a job.
Why do you say it like that? Leroy's already thinking about having to talk about this with Jay Crawford. Did you see your?
Here's the problem. If Pittsburgh didn't want him,
Yeah,
and you go to a division with him, they're gonna know everything to do that he can't do.
Bernie Kosar was already recruiting on social media.
I would say this. I hate saying this, but I'm gonna say it. All things equal, if I had a choice between Kirk Cousins and Mr. Unlimited,
Mhm.
I'm taking Mr. Unlimited for one reason. He's healthier.
Agreed. Your boy Bernie, about 3 hours ago, he tweeted a selfie of himself with Ciara. I believe it's old because she's wearing a Seahawks jersey.
Ah.
And he says, how about hashtag Cleveland at Ciara and Danger Russ Wilson?
Oh God.
He is so
Can I just say this?
Hashtag
When I
you
watch
matter,
Russell Wilson play,
He
dangerous is not the word that comes to mind.
hashtag you matter, hashtag dog pound, hashtag Browns, hashtag healthy habits.
He does do the old
He does the zonk.
he does the zonk. 17 hashtags.
Be careful though. It's spicy.
Oh, is there action on it?
No, I just want to hear his voice. He's dangerous.
Mr. Unlimited. All right. Headlines there were brought to you by our friends over at Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory at the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Somebody got really excited over the most adorable thing yesterday. Tell you about it next. Peppers used to mean something in this town. Peppers used to mean something around these parts.
When was the last time someone heard like a not just heard it playing, but I mean we played it because we knew this game is.
I think the Wizards game was the last time. I remember the Peppers button getting hit.
Look at us.
I remember the Peppers button getting hit.
Look at us.
You know? Somebody unmute Leroy.
Not it.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I would imagine that one time we came in here saying they played it kind of early.
I don't think they've ever jinxed Peppers. I still don't think that they have had that happen. It's gotten close, but I don't think that's happened. Yesterday, the Heat lose yet again. They fall to the LA Clippers at home. This is a game that the Clippers not only didn't have Kawhi Leonard, no surprise, didn't have Norman Powell, who leads them in points per game. Ty Lue took the night off with a back injury. So they had their backup coach.
Their coach took the night off, huh?
Their coach took the night off.
Nice.
And the Heat still lost.
Nice.
Handsomely. They got beat in the fourth quarter yet again in a game they never led except 2-0.
Jeez.
And they lose 119-104. The only moment that brought you a little bit of solace, because there was some good offense yesterday for the Heat. Andrew Wiggins had a nice game, did a little bit of everything. Tyler Hero, 31 points from him. But if you looked up and down the lineup, everybody was a minus and a deep minus, except for Pelle Larsson. The only person yesterday who gave the Heat plus minutes was Pelle Larsson. And let me just tell you something. Intangibles! Wow. And I mean, wow. Leroy, did you see that play by him yesterday, or did you decide not to torture yourself?
I didn't torture myself.
Oh, I'm going to send it to you. Dude, if we could put intangibles on a postcard, this play that Pelle Larsson had yesterday, dude, it's really sad. This is one of the most exciting plays of the season, but it was.
Oh, it was scrappy.
It was scrappy.
It was Heat culture.
Dude, I thought Wes Goldberg made a great point on Locked On, where he's like, this used to not be rare for the Heat. They used to identify themselves with players. And it was such a great point by Wes. Wow. He's right. The fact that we're like, hustle. But this was so intangibles, Leroy. I'm sending you the play right now. He dives like Superman to the floor, right? Gets the ball, gets it to Duncan Robinson, who was like, whoop, 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 isn't able to handle it, kicks it back to Pella, who then has to get into another dogfight for the ball, gets the ball back, throws it to Terry Rozier, who, by some miracle of God, hit a three.
Yeah.
And
even Terry couldn't ruin it.
Brought the Heat to within 2 points.
It's amazing. Oh, my goodness.
What?
I thought the Heat were wearing white for a second. So I was following the intangible in the white. And then I'm like, damn, they gave up a three? What is he talking about? And then I realized.
You know what? If I can't blame you. That's just how they are with their jerseys these days, dude. NBA, they just play willy-nilly rules.
Well, it's opposite. Usually the white jerseys are at home for right. So this time they're wearing dark jerseys, which threw me off.
Pelle Larsson, very fired up about this. And let me tell you, he was fired up, but nobody, Leroy, and I mean nobody, was more fired up than the legend himself, Ron Rothstein. This was him at halftime.
I like where we are right now, and I absolutely love LOVE. Every which way. Every which way. The play I'm going to show you, I don't care that we're down 5. It doesn't matter. We're going to watch Pelle Larsson's play. This is a coach's dream. Here we go. Now he gets up. See, he doesn't quit on the play. Oh, stop it. Would you look at that? Come on now. Okay? This would make any football coach happy. Roll it. Here comes the third touch. But that's not enough. Watch him now. Duncan tries to call timeout. Watch. We don't get the timeout, luckily, because they don't think he's got possession. He's biting. He's rolling. He kicks it to Duncan, who kicks it back. There it goes. He's got it again. That's 4. Watch this. Now here comes the assist. Oh, and Rozier says, I can't miss this one.
You better not miss.
I better not miss this one. He'll kill me. Bang. One of the great plays we've seen all year long by a really good-looking rookie.
I don't know how to follow all that up.
He's right. Handsome.
Yeah.
Wow. Pella Larson, he gets out of that dog. His hair still looks incredible. Incredible. Nothing that Ron Rothstein said there was incorrect. And it was the only joy that I was brought last night because my joy has been stuck for me like a vampire. But that brought me joy yesterday, seeing Pella Larson play like a dog. Boom. Whoa.
Protect him at all costs.
This guy was animated.
Who's better than Ron Rothstein?
That was good.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it right now.
Oh, boy.
Okay, roll the tape.
He's the greatest.
Some guy is just clicking play, and he's making it seem like someone's loading a new drum of film.
Does anything give Ron Rothstein more joy than hustle?
No, apparently not. Apparently not.
Roll it. Roll it.
Roll the film. Just clicking, dude. We just clicked.
It was great. And Pella flexing the guns. See, that's how he acts. But that's the thing that I love about Pella Larson. If I could actually do something positive with the heater, I love about Pella Larson is that man acts like that for his teammates too. Like he gets really inordinately celebratory for any play from his teammates. And he deserved that moment. It's unfortunate that, you know, the answer to this from everybody else was, we need more of that. You guys control that, you know?
Yeah.
I saw Tyler say that yesterday. It's like, yeah, okay, dude, you scored a great game. You know, I don't know, shuffle your feet on defense once. And I swear to God, Leroy, I can't believe this James Harden's still getting away with it.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, he's still getting away with it.
It's like Looney Tunes with the steps.
So infuriated watching him play basketball where he just goads everybody. And I was like, Heward Highsmith, are you kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me? Ron Rothstein wasn't done, by the way, because he thought that Pella did a good job on James Harden, who did blow by Pella a couple times. Let's be fair. I'm not going to be a complete heat homer here. But one of the things that he loved, Leroy, was his hands. He loved Pella's hands when defending James Harden. Here's more Ron Rothstein on FanDuel Sports Sun.
Larson's timing on his double teams is really impressive. And the other thing that's impressive is, see, he doesn't just come to double team. He comes with high hands, and he forces hang time passes. That's why we're stealing them, okay? This kid alone has had a tremendous impact on the game, and I'm thrilled for it. I love it.
Get this man some water.
I love it. I love it.
That was fun to watch, and hopefully sign of things to come. Ron mentioned the doubles. Well, there he is. There's a double. Working his way to help Duncan. The high hands lead to the Tyler Hero steal.
He really is. Like, he's beside himself. Will's like, can I get you some water, Ron?
This is the most joy I've heard him speak with.
He's so happy.
That was great.
High hands.
Yeah.
High hands. Oh, this is all I have.
This is all we have, dude. This is all we have.
Take a break. Back after this.
Coming you
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Oh, Leroy.
What's up?
What?
No, what did you just do there? What did you just do? I didn't hear Leroy, and I heard a professional and like some guy. I don't know what he was calling over there. What happened?
And he was unmuted, by the way. Just saying.
It was a preview of the mixed bag. You know, I just got ahead of myself there for a second. It's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault.
Anyway, Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover law firm? YourAccidentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
One big happy family. All right. We got mostly clear skies. I see like a cloud. One little baby cloud, but it gives me the direction. Looks like the winds are coming out of the southwest, or is that northwest? Northwest at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. It has been a little cooler, so I'm gonna guess it's 75, 80 degrees. And I wouldn't count on any rain today because it is beautiful.
Why does your graphic block Frog Boy in there? You like
It's not Frog Boy's weather.
Whoa!
Jeez,
All right.
you just completely take him out there.
What's up there?
You know why, Marcos?
Just gonna. Oh,
we had a dog come through.
I'm just saying, it kind of seems like somebody got back to cropping out.
Oh,
what?
That's a whole topic I refuse to talk
Is
about.
it?
Right now.
Is it?
It is.
Let's get to if we can uncrop out Frog Boy because we have to get to his mixed bag. The mixed bag is brought to you by JFig's Instagram. She'll crop you out.
Yeah, she will. Yeah, she will. Don't stop to crop.
I like scissors, to cut people out.
Yikes.
I don't like the way that sounded. I feel like you should just dump that.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Actually,
I was trying to sing a song called Scissors.
We will clip that.
I don't like that.
We'll clip that.
Gotta put that with the
Me preferring Mac Jones has to be at the show montage.
Oh yeah.
You got to be at the end of the show montage.
It's
That was
good.
not okay.
What do you got in the mixed bag, Froggy?
I have a little bit of local love. We've heard from Ron Rothstein, who praised the Rook.
Yes.
Now let's hear from the Rook himself, huh? Let's hear from Pella Larson on the tough, loose ball play that resulted in probably the most shocking thing about the play, a made three-pointer from Terry Rozier.
Yeah, I should have just called a timeout. That would have been easier. But I remember a play I had in Philly when the ball was on the floor and I didn't dive on it, and kind of haunted me for a little bit. So I'm glad I got that one back.
Wow, I love this kid, man.
Still thinking about it. Huh?
I love this kid, man. I really do.
Still thinking about
I've enjoyed watching him play basketball. The only thing he's got to watch out is the grabby grabs. He's I feel like a summer with the Heat. He's gonna be a dynamic bench player for them next year. I really do.
All right. Why does that keep happening to me?
Hey, dude, fix it, huh?
I'm trying.
Can you get your P's and Q's together with your bit? You know it's coming every day.
It's
crop out that stuff.
It's me trying to get the video version of it. That's really what it is.
I understand. What else you got in the mixed bag there, Marcos?
A little more from the Miami Heat. Tyler Hero.
A lot of points yesterday.
A lot of points. Lot of accountability from the man. He says, me and Bam, even though it's Bam and I, have to get this team turned around. Let's hear from Tyler.
I mean, I'm even keel. I try to stay, not get too high or not get too low for moments like this. But this is when this has to bring the best out of me and Bam, specifically trying to lead this team and get this thing turned around.
Well, no bigs, dude. It's not like we got plenty of games left. It's not like there's only like, take your time.
Still got all the time.
You have all offseason if you keep doing this.
Take your time, dude. Whatever you need. Because by my count, it's March 13th.
Okay. Yeah.
We need to get it together. Don't get. You know what? Actually, something, Tyler. All right, respectfully, great season by you. Individually. Maybe get a little lower, huh? Maybe the two of you get a little lower. Maybe get a little in your feelings, and maybe get a little sad. And you look at Pella. Pella's been thinking about that for months.
It's true.
He's been low. Anyway, Stun Steve says, I thought Tobin wanted ping pong balls. All over the place. I can't handle myself.
It changes every day.
I'm trying to do bits at my house. I'm angering my daughter.
You're stealing from your daughter.
I was actually concerned for you yesterday.
Why?
After every Heat game, somebody out there is like, he's gonna blow.
I mean,
I was very zen yesterday.
I don't know. That
It's a
was
close
zen
set.
or broken.
No. It's a close
I wasn't broken. I am going to listen to Eric Spoelstra because I listen to my coach, and my coach tells us to enjoy the struggle.
Yeah.
Struggle and forge on. And there's beauty in the struggle. So I was trying to find the beauty in the struggle.
Did you find it?
I feel like I did. But then I kind of woke.
Words.
I think I did. And then, then I hear ridiculous things like that. You don't have to get too high. You don't have to get too low. Get low. It's like Flo Rida said, dude. Heat lifer.
This season.
Put on them apple bottom jeans and get
Boots
low,
with the
Tyler.
fur.
Clip.
Sitting out here. Where are your boots with the fur?
Asking the questions we're all wondering.
It's kind of hard to be wearing those.
I don't care. Get low. The whole club was looking at Burr, which is very low right now. You guys haven't been efficient.
Whole club was looking at Burr. That's good.
Point for Tobin.
But I'm fine. Beauty in the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Beauty in the struggle.
Yep.
If I never hear that phrase again, I'll be okay.
Beauty in the struggle. Forge on. What else you got to expect? Huh?
You seem very zen.
Zen, dude. I'm
So zen.
centered.
This season has driven you to drink and wear costumes in your garage. it's not good.
I stole my kids' astronaut nightlight yesterday.
What are we doing, dude?
I took my daughter's rainmaker.
Your kids aren't sleeping as well.
I looked at it. I was like, he's asleep. He don't need it. He didn't need his nightlight. He took his nightlight for real.
What if you had nightmares?
Well,
It was fine. I snuck out. My daughter, light sleeper. I thought I was going to be able to sneak in and take the noisemaker.
Man.
And she's like, what are you doing? She's like,
Wow.
You're just there with your tank hat on.
You're like,
what?
freeze.
I didn't have the tank hat on yesterday.
Thank God.
I couldn't determine if I wanted to do Sergeant Tank yesterday.
Yeah.
So I went with Heat Guru.
It's okay.
Beauty in the struggle.
Beauty in the struggle, of course.
Kind of looked like ayahuasca for a second.
Do you want to hear from Angel Reese?
Yeah.
Can she not make a bucket near the goal?
Well, what she can do is win over the hearts of many. And also let us know that WNBA potentially could be striking. What she thinks about that.
The CBA is coming up soon. I can't wait. Girl, y'all benefited from everything. Y'all youngins benefited from NIL.
What does that mean? We deserve more.
Of course,
Everybody.
I agree.
Everybody.
I agree with that.
But we got to get face the consequences.
But
There, we got to get it up.
y'all
the
gotta
like,
deal with
y'all.
something. Y'all gotta do something.
But the women coming in, not this year, but next year, or
Yeah.
because the ones coming this year will still be on the rookie contract again.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that the year after, they're gonna get more. They probably gonna be making more than us.
They are. Like, I've been in the meetings. They are.
I need to get in the. I need to get in the field.
You need to come to the
I
meeting.
gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give. If y'all don't give us what we want, like we sitting out.
That's a possibility for real.
Yeah.
WNBA going to sit out this year?
No, they got that other league now that's going on. That
Yeah, but that's in the off season, right? Like that's going on.
That
Sure.
stops. Well, because originally a lot of the WNBA players go play in other countries.
Yeah.
And now there's a league here, so a lot of them don't have to do that. However, like it does seem like it happens. It happens in, bargaining, agreements. They get to the end and, they want changes. And so they're negotiated. Collective bargaining is negotiated. And if you don't go in with that, that idea, you can't go into it saying we're going to strike. Strike has to be an end result of not getting the compensation you think you deserve. I think sometimes you have to be a little more politically correct with how you go after the rich people, right? Like, let me change that. The wealthy people.
Right. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, like we're at a point where it's obvious the women's basketball's never been hotter right now, even with all the legends that there have been. Like this is, definitely they're at a big moment here with Caitlin Clark, and even if you look in the college ranks still with with Juju Watkins or Paige Buckner and all that, like they have Tyler Hero wears Sabrina Ionescu's shoes, like this, they are having a big time moment. I hope there's not a work stoppage, but I also hope, I hope they get a little bit of a bumski. They feel like they deserve it.
Right. So it's all the normal course of, look, right now the WNBA is smoking. It has, taken leaps and bounds the last couple of years. And so it's only fair that certain things change because of that. What I would also say is this. Is she the one that should be saying that? She's been in the league for 2 years.
Well, she is, but she's also like her rivalry with Caitlin. Like she definitely is more vocal than Caitlin. I don't ever see Caitlin do podcasts. So she has a podcast. You're gonna hear from her.
Right.
Yeah. Stunt Steve says the rich hate compensating people properly.
That's why they're rich. But I would say this. I tell people this all the time that you make your income is based according to what your company makes. So if your company makes more, you make more.
Right.
Football's no different. Basketball, baseball, whatever.
I mean, there's talk that the Soul's coming back. I wonder how that's going to do down here. I'm curious. We can see down here with because it feels like if
now is the perfect time to do it.
Why?
Because
it's so hot. Oh, for expansion. Yeah. But they do. I feel like like this is definitely a market they're going to need a marquee person right away. Asia Wilson, make a stink.
I mean,
well,
keep in mind, basketball is going to be in Vegas pretty soon.
Oh no!
Damn.
It's going there.
No, I know it should go there.
I tell you what. I remember a few years ago, our first visit to Vegas, when everybody made like they were going to separate the sports from the casino. Dude, there was 700 flags.
No.
In the casino.
That's how you knew right away though it was going to be a big deal, because like the way they treated the Knights as soon as they got them, like they treated them like they were the biggest thing in town.
Right.
And even still, like every Knights game is an event. Like it's so cool.
Right. And dude, we went to eat at a restaurant without really fully understanding that was the step-off point for the game. And it was packed.
Let me tell you something right now, Pat Riley. Okay. If that Vegas team comes about, okay, and he asks out, all right, to go be with Asia in Vegas, I'll be furious with you. You better fix it this summer. Zen, though. I'm Zen.
Yeah.
Totally Zen.
Zen.
Very convincing.
Beauty in the struggle. There's something beautiful on the other side, J-Fig. That's what Spo says. And stress is good.
I'm
stress
sure
is good. Stress is good.
We're doing a lot of right things right now.
Take a break. Back after this.
Midday Sports
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 right here on the program. Let's get 2 headlines brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory like the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. You think they like that jingle?
Yeah. Can you do it again for me?
I think great deals are at Doral Hyundai.
All right, you're able to repeat it. That's it. That's good. I'm sold.
They're at Doral Hyundai.
I blame the Heat for this.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
We have just like first it was just cute. We just sing our little the Mesman and Dover.
Yeah.
Right now we've expanded.
Yeah, man, I can't deny that. That's got something to do with it. Last night in the NBA and your headlines, the Thunder beat the Celtics 118-112. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 34 points in the victory.
Good game.
Good game.
Good game. I tell you what, for all these people that's just assuming that OKC hasn't been there, so yikes.
I don't understand that either. Like, you know, they were there last year. They got to the finals the Western Conference Finals last year. They got Luka.
Right.
I guess you're assuming if they face the Lakers. I know there's a lot of national buzz because people really want the Lakers to make the finals, and I get it. Luka, LeBron over Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I get it, dude. Of course. And let me tell you something. They're going to have to beat the refs. They're going to have to. And that's going to be tough because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, that dude works the refs. Yeah, he works the ref. But I don't know. The thing is with him, he's right there in that 13-14 Harden where it's like he feels like he's figured it out. No one can guard him without touching him. He's too herky jerky.
Yeah.
Listen,
Harden's not herky jerky. That guy should. You know what? James Harden. If James Harden was a wide receiver, we'd be talking about his separation rate.
What's going on over there?
Right? Because them little steps that he takes to separate to shoot the three. Yeah, I saw a reel on Twitter.
Yeah.
With how lenient they've been with the traveling.
Oh.
I saw a guy pick up from the 3-point line and going for a layup, and I'm like, there's no way.
Did you see the intangibles brawl last night between Mason Plumlee and Steven Adams?
Oh my goodness. Heavyweight division,
dude. It was
There's still a Plumlee playing?
Yeah. Mason's still doing it. He's on the Suns.
Goodness.
Yep, he's still doing it. And that was something last night. Really, really something. Crazy.
That's what I was trying to download the entire time, but then I kept embarrassing myself on the thing. But I was, I like me a brawl in the NBA, and those were 2 big ones. But it kind of broke my heart though a little bit because they used to be friends. One time, Mason Plumlee was going to fall and hit his head, and Steven Adams caught him.
I apologize. OKC was in the semis with Dallas, but Dallas went to the final. My point was being that Dallas went to the finals. Like it's not like they lost to a bum team.
No, they were like, it has steps. And like basketball is really not like football.
They're smothered.
Or baseball. You don't really come from anywhere and win a championship in basketball.
Right.
There's like steps, right? You make the playoffs, then you make a long run, and then finally you get there.
But yeah, I don't know. They have been overwhelming this year. I feel like I don't know. Kenny Atkinson feels like he's got Cleveland on a great path, man. I mean, I think they can beat Boston. I think they can.
I'm confused as to why people think that Cleveland and OKC can't win. Because I'm going to tell you like this. It's not like they just got here. But everybody's making it seem like, oh, they're young. They just got here. They haven't had a lot of experience. That's not true.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell has a ton of experience. Like, who doesn't have experience? Max Strus has been to the bleeping finals. Jared Allen is not who's the only guy who doesn't have experience? Like, Evan Mobley's barely been there.
Right.
Evan Mobley?
No, stupid nice hair.
Oh, Max Scherzer. I hate nice.
Sick of this.
His hair is so pretty
Oh,
now.
we get it, dude.
You know, that's such a not. It's such a weird thing because I feel like that's like a L.A. thing. Like if he were to go to L.A., he's like in Cleveland and he's got the pretty haircut.
It's his whole personality now. Like
he's Uncle Jesse.
Yeah.
Oh,
What do you think you are? You think you're basketball John Stamos? You handsome devil?
I think he's Jesse Kasopoulos, dude.
Oh.
I'm sick of this guy.
What the hell's wrong with you guys?
I don't know.
I think I
just-
saw him tag his hair in one post. I don't know.
Look at that.
He has gorgeous hair. He has gorgeous hair, but it's just I'm sick of this.
All right, enough of this damn hair conversation.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
Fair enough.
Thank you. Thank you.
Last thing I want to do is sit on a show and talk about hair.
Oh man.
Did you hear scary rumors about, like, let's say OKC doesn't get it done this year, potentially a Kevin Durant reunion?
Can't see it.
What?
Can't see it.
Okay.
Can't see it.
That hurts.
He just seems like the guy, like, you know, like when he says he doesn't care what people think, like he obviously didn't want to go back to Golden State. He's definitely not going to go back to OKC.
Why? It wasn't, I mean, he left them.
Nah. Kevin Durant feels like he's going to go to the Knicks. Like if the Bridges thing doesn't work out, they'll trade him back to Phoenix and they get Kevin Durant. Something like that.
Why wouldn't the Bridges thing work out?
Why wouldn't it?
Yeah.
He's beefing with Tom Thibodeau. Did you see this?
Ooh.
He's being there's a little public beef we got going on in Knicks land.
I gotta
Because
tell you, he ain't the problem.
Who is Tom Thibodeau?
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's weird because you got one of the most defensive-minded coaches paired up with a whole bunch of players that don't play defense.
It's not about no, I mean Mikal Bridges and Anunoby and Hart play defense. Their two stars don't play defense. Cat and Jalen Brunson. But the thing that Mikal Bridges, who's always durable, he's like an Iron Man. He never misses games. But he's like, you know, it's his first year in New York, and he's like, this Thibodeau, like, does it have to be 40 minutes, 45 minutes every night? So he basically called out Thibodeau for playing too many minutes. And he says we had a conversation with him. And then Thibodeau comes out to the media yesterday and he goes, we never had that conversation. So I was like, ooh. Oh. Now he did then hit a buzzer beater. So that probably makes things feel better. I don't know. But Frosty.
Wow. Why does he
If you have a conversation and say we ain't had that conversation. Remember the last person you talked to that said we ain't had that conversation. Where is he right now?
Uh-oh.
No.
Don't you
they did it, but he was telling the truth. And he he was telling the truth in that he said nothing. He just said next. So he didn't lie.
He didn't give you an answer.
He didn't give me an answer because his answer was no. As we learned. And then they had conversations, and then Pat Riley.
Well, listen. Let's be clear. We all know the Thibodeau mantra. Ride until the doors fall off.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So if
Tom Thibodeau, he's going to ignore an oil change light on his dashboard.
I would tell you he loses awareness on that because he's trying to win, right? So he'll have a guy play all 48 and not realize it. But at the same time, you'd rather your coach be that way than like having your best player, your guy playing the best on that day, sitting on the bench with 5 minutes left.
The only thing I would say to it is like, hey man, like, don't you like you all have $200 million contracts, like guaranteed? If he wants to ride the wheels, he wants to ride the wheels. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, but it only becomes a problem when you feel like you're the only one doing that.
I don't think he is, though. I think he plays his starters a lot. That's what he does. That's what he's known for. He's always been known for that. It's just Bridges has gotten there. He goes, what is going on here, dude? Reminds me a little like, it's like when Kyle Lowry comes in here, he goes, he culture, bah. You know, like,
well, you know what? To be honest with you, don't you wish Spo had played the successful lineups more?
What are the successful lineups?
Good point. Good point. Good point. I'm like,
We don't know. I think when you just say that,
is it a little bit late in the season to say you're still searching?
oh, dude, I mean,
Like, I don't want to hear it. Like,
absolutely. And then how about, did you see Terry Rozier did the thing again yesterday? Okay. And it's not even, I'm not blaming Terry on the loss. Okay. Just so we're clear. Very clear there's other problems besides Terry Rozier.
buckle up, Terry.
But dude, how many times is he gonna do the move where he and I look at me, I'm no basketball player, but one would think shooting wide open is easier than shooting with somebody draped all over you. And he did the thing again yesterday where he was wide open, could have shot the three. Nope. Dribble into a contested shot with Derek Jones Jr. all over him. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Why do you do that? Where you're open and you dribble into not open.
He's trying to get to his spot.
He is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the real reason. The under.
Will you stop?
Come on.
Oh, man. Ron Rothstein's right, though. Do you know how mad people would have been at Terry Rozier if he didn't hit that Pelle Larson?
Oh, my God. All that hustle for nothing.
Man. Oh, well. Leroy,
What's
I know
up?
one thing that'll make us feel better, and that is a great time at a golf course, man. Tell the people about it.
Lip, lip.
Live, live.
You guys know how we like to party down here, and we love golf. It's one of the best golf destinations in the country. And the next Live Golf event is coming down here. It's not just big, it's monster. Live Golf returns to Trump National Doral April 4th through the 6th. And because it's the Blue Monster, you know they're going big. That's a hell of a golf course. And you can see some of the giants in John Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka, Sergio Garcia. They also have huge DJ sets, epic street food, and ska punk legend Sublime headlining on Saturday night. Grab your tickets now at livegolf.com. That's livegolf.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program.
That construction across the street.
It scared the hell out of me.
I know. I mean, we looked, when I was there on Tuesday, we looked out there and we were seeing them dig up the. Yeah. Are they tearing down that other building?
That was a little close for comfort.
I felt
that just shook the room, Leroy.
Yeah.
Are they tearing down the other building now?
I don't know.
They are. They're finishing it up. It looks like that would be done today. I think it's just going to be a lot tomorrow.
Why don't we blow up buildings anymore? Huh?
Why?
Why?
You just got the heebie-jeebies from them shaking the ground with a tractor.
I did get the heebie-jeebies.
You know why? Because I wasn't at a safe distance with my hands like this.
So you think dynamite is gonna?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh no! Look.
I told. Whoa!
Yeah, I told you.
Damn, I parked in that lot.
Did you really?
Hey, remember that? Hey, they almost had Leroy as a non-participant in that building.
Oh
Remember
man.
Yeah.
He's like, if anything happens to my car,
When all else fails, I'm
Fly a vibe.
gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Celsius, you're gonna lead me down the path I don't know if I want to go down.
Jeez.
Because I'm gonna say like this: if I'm watching the Panthers, crack me open a little Celsius, things are great, right? Loving it.
You need
the
to grow up.
energy, everything.
Hold on, Leroy. Can you? She's being a child right now.
Really?
Look at her. She's like, oh, guess big cargo boom boom.
So, but look,
Happening so close.
so because of how delicious this is and how the Panthers make me feel,
Yeah.
I tried to do it with the Heat.
Oh, that'll lead you down a path.
No, it led me to rum.
Yeah, you need to get a real strong tequila like I got.
I don't drink tequila, dude.
He's trying not to go down a dark path.
You will
where
after
it's
5
telling
straight
him to
losses.
tequila.
No, this goes with rum.
Well, speaking of cats, let's get to a little cat talk here brought to us by Hollywood Kia. At Hollywood Kia, the #1 Kia deal in all of Florida. Get the star treatment. We want to see you in a Hollywood Kia. Visit them online at hollywoodkia.com. Cats back on the ice tonight against the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are trying to nip at the Cats' heels to get up that division. So tonight is a big one. Cats had a little visit to the Hall of Fame. We'll bring you some of that coming on up. But the Maple Leafs, 81 points on the season, and the Panthers at 83. So we got ourselves a huge matchup tonight. The Cats, of course, coming off a very, very strange loss by their standards.
By their standards, yeah, because usually in the third period, they're locking things down, not giving up 3 goals.
That was a very, very strange thing. According to Jameson Olive, Sergei Bobrovsky in net tonight. So that's what we got going on. The lines this morning, Verhaeghe, Barkov, Reinhart, Sam Miskevich, Bennett, Rodriguez.
I tell you what, Sam Skevich is like lightning in a bottle, isn't he?
Killing it. He really is.
Holy smokes.
Wow. He really has been. Gus Forsling and Seth Jones on the front defensive line with Nico Mikkola and Kulikov. So we got some fun action tonight. We can, of course, hear that game right here, 560 WQAM. And looking forward to tuning into that one tonight. I'll be a little late because my son's got flag football practice, but I will be there by the middle of the first period. I should be able to park my ass on the couch and watch the rest of this Cats game. So keep it locked down for me for like half a period, Cats. It's a little squirrely getting out of that park. There's a lot of people there. Time to get to our favorite game on a Thursday. A little Goosies. No Goosies. That's next. All right. Let's shake our tail feathers before the murderer gets back in here. Time to play a little Goosies. No Goosies. What do we got today, Froggy, for Goosies, no Goosies, huh?
Well, sir, we have a bunch of hoopla.
Wow.
I decided to add all the bells and whistles today. I'm going to give you a piece of audio for every single one of these topics.
Okay.
We're going to start in the AFC East.
Oh, yeah. Football.
Yeah.
Trenches. Yeah.
Yeah. This is Josh Allen, though, unfortunately.
All right, for Goosies, no Goosies?
I know. I understand.
Interesting choice.
This is Mr. Allen, who just signed a contract, a big one.
Got that money.
Got that money on Indeed from the deservedly so, I guess.
He got a lot of money.
He got a lot of money. Dude.
Biggest contract ever.
But what a nice guy. Didn't take every single dollar the Bills had. Apparently,
wow,
had enough to sign Joey Bosa. But anyway, this is Josh Allen on being the kind gentleman that he is and not taking every single dollar the Bills had.
It didn't seem like, to my perspective, I was taking a whole lot less. The way that I make sense of it, when you start getting these fairly big numbers throughout the entire league, it's weird to say this, but what's 5 more going to do for my life that I can't already do right now? It's not that crazy to me. I live a pretty good life. Got a house, got a car. We're good. I wasn't looking to absolutely kill them in every chance that I could. And I told my agent that. I was like, hey, if this has any impact on the cap, let's figure out a way to not do that. So again, both sides were willing to move and change different things. And it was a pretty calm mannered negotiation is what I can say, at least what I can hear on both sides. So it was good.
All right. So his deal averages $55 million, which is $5 million less than Dak Prescott.
But he also got $250 guaranteed, which is the biggest guarantee ever.
Yeah. What a nice guy, huh?
I mean, it's different than show me the money.
Yeah. Oh, remember that?
That blew up in his face.
You seem bothered. What's wrong?
Just so sick of this guy doing everything right. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of him.
But what, he did something wrong?
He never does. He never does anything wrong.
Not anymore.
Sick of him, dude. No Goosies.
Wow.
No Goosies.
This is from a hater's perspective. No Goosies.
Yes. I got the Goosies, and here's why.
Goosies.
Because as a former player, if I say no Goosies, then it looks like I'm being
a hater.
Yeah.
I got you.
And so I'm not gonna hate on a guy who's getting however much or however little money he wants.
But you're more of a media mogul these days because you were on Sports Reporters.
Still can't hate on a guy getting his money. Right?
It's one of these things where, why couldn't Tua just say that instead of the show me the money thing? It's not even like I know
they dared him to say that, right?
Don't take
it. Wait. That's with his teammates. That had nothing to do with anything other than him acting a fool.
You think Josh Allen will do it?
Huh?
You think Josh Allen will do it?
Do what?
Let's see. He's probably going to bring out a little orphan.
Jeez, Tobin. Dude. Wow.
Oh, look at that Josh Allen. Look at hands.
Oh, wow.
And look, he just helped an orphan.
Is that a kid's choir behind him?
He's got and
that
quarterback, Josh Allen.
Dude. So
You
see that? What's her name? Haley Steinfeld?
Yeah.
Oh, she's so in love with him. And
Let
she's
them
like,
be. Why are
he's
you being
the
such a
best.
hater?
You know what? He did the same. He did the same thing with Tay and Kelsey.
I know. Why do you guys hate love?
I didn't.
Whoa! Pump your brakes. It's one guy.
Yeah, just one.
One guy.
Yeah.
It ain't me.
What? Hates love, too.
I would just tell you like this.
You heard it here first.
You know, there's certain aspects of life. You just mind your own business.
Uh-oh. No.
Oh,
Oh, God. Cobra flag is limping.
He did the slap the bench.
He's punching the tear.
Please be okay. Please be okay. Please be okay. We need you.
Unless maybe that'll drop him.
Maybe it will. Yeah,
Hey, listen.
Come on.
Hey, do you see some of the guys in the condition they're in when they get drafted? He's still going number one.
J-Fig, you got the Goosies from Mr. Perfect?
Mr. Perfect. I do have the Goosies because he was being very humble and
Goosies.
non-greedy. Mm-hmm. It's a good person.
It's the only person that's ever angered him is Christian Wilkins.
Yeah.
Froggy?
No Goosies, dude. No Goosies.
No Goosies.
Because it just hurts too much. Just hurts.
Duke's down 10, by the way, going into the first half of the ACC quarterfinal.
Who are they playing?
Georgia Tech.
Wow, the Rambling Rex.
What's number 2, Marcos?
Number 2 on the list. Yeah, let's get a bit of feel good in here. Huh? Bill Zito.
Oh, now that's for the second. I love this guy.
Immediate Goosies.
Bill Zito had a chance with the Cats to check out the Hockey Hall of Fame. And although they didn't get to try things on like I would like them to, I'm sure they enjoyed themselves. This is Bill Zito on seeing their display at the Hockey Hall of Fame.
It's surreal, and it's beyond that because, for example, this photo, when we all walked by the first time and we all saw it, you know, it's an overused phrase. It takes your breath away, but it did, and it did for everybody. And it's not only that it's done and you're in the hall, it's how well it's done. And so during the little talk we had, we all wanted to keep looking behind it at the display case. Oh, there's Chucky's mouthpiece, and then it made me think of when I was a kid, and now his name escaped. Oakland, Ricky Henderson. You know, he stole second base and set the record, and then grabbed the base, and it just made me think about all those things that happen in life as a fan, and it's such an honor. It's you get geek coming here for sure.
I got the Goosies, the secondhand Goosies, because he's very moved. He's very moved. How am I not going to get the Goosies by the excitement of Bill Zito? You know, it's cool. They keep getting these moments, especially leading into the playoffs. I feel like it brings the hunger there, you know? Kick the Leafs ass tonight.
So hungry.
Exactly, J-Fig. Say it.
I like it when he says it.
No, but say it like Elias Campbell.
We're still hungry.
Do you have the Goosies, Leroy, from Bill Zito?
I do. I think it's always cool to, like, you know,
Goosies.
Go back and basically relive that moment, and they probably have conversations about what happened. That's something that they'll be able to share forever, not just this day or not just this year, but forever. Whenever they come together and have conversations, they'll talk about the different moments of the Stanley Cup. Like, I remember, you know, I'm thinking like 20 years from now, they're going to talk about bringing the Stanley Cup in the Atlantic Ocean, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, so those bonds and those relationships and these situations and just having it all come back in various moments that you experience from winning the Stanley Cup, that's a cool thing. I got the Goosies.
Jennifer?
That was very beautiful, Leroy. Of course I have the Goosies, but Goosies on Goosies on Goosies.
Wow!
Goosies galore.
Still makes me cry.
Goosies.
What about you, Frog Boy?
Not only do I have the Goosies, but I need Peter Bendix to take notes, dude. That's how you nerd out, but still remain a man.
Wow, really?
He was talking about stealing second bases and this and that.
What were you trying to say there, huh?
Yeah, Peter Bendix.
Stolen bases have no value in today's game. Prospects.
See? That's what I'm trying to say.
Ricky Anderson would never be on my team. Prospects.
How many prospects can I get for Ricky? Worst, dude.
What's number 3 there, Bill Z-Toad?
Damn it.
Point for Tobin.
That was right on the fly too.
Oh, was it on the fly, J-Fig? Real funny,
She
huh?
gets a point too.
I feel like I get a point, right?
Everyone thinks they're
Point
hilarious.
for J-Fig.
You guys are laughing now, but when it's one of the most recognizable drops in hip hop. Number 3 is Michael Malone.
Oh,
Not to be confused with Mike Malone.
He's unctuous.
He is unctuous.
He's unctuous.
When things aren't going his way, he gets a little angry. But this is him now going to bat for his boy Joker, who's having an incredible season, of course. But he thinks that Joker should win the MVP over the heavily favored SGA. This is Mike Malone yelling at me.
As we wind down this season, this whole MVP thing is really going to pick up. And you understand that. That's a part of it. Obviously, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a great player. And if he wins his first MVP, he's deserving of that. My thing is this. If you didn't know that Nikola won 3 MVPs, and I put player A and player B on paper, and you had no idea that the guy who's averaging a triple-double, the guy who's top 3 in the 3 major statistical categories, things that no one's ever done, he wins the MVP 10 times out of 10. And if you don't think so, I think you guys are all full of shit.
Wow, Jesus.
Colorful language.
He needs to calm down a
I
little
like
bit,
it.
dude.
He's angry.
He needs to calm down a little bit.
Hasn't he won enough?
No goosies, dude. Something. You know what it is? It's just him. He's just unctuous, dude. Okay, you want to know something? Great. I get it. Joker's amazing. He averages a triple-double. He's the best. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's averaging 33 points a game, dude. 33 points a game. His team's got a dozen more wins than you. He's got a pretty good case, too. Let's not act like it's a slap in the face to Joker. Yeah. I get it. You got to go to bat for your guy.
Wait a minute. First of all,
what?
Tobin, you do the same thing when anybody you even get the slightest inkling that somebody's disrespecting one of your players.
He's not getting disrespected.
Wait. But what happens when I got a perfect example for you.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Smart won the
But that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. See, there are good arguments and there are bad arguments. That's a bad argument. If you were to sit here.
But you're defending your guy.
He's not. But he's being a baby.
And you weren't.
He's got 3 MVPs. And you want to know something? Very good case this year. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, dude, the Thunder have been the best team all year. And he's leading the league in scoring. Guess what, Michael? Pretty good case, dude. Sorry that he's not. Oh, I'm sorry. So the big crime here is one is a giant Serbian who should average that many rebounds, and the other is 6'4". Get out of here, dude. Enough of him.
I think Timbo Slice makes a good point.
Yep. A baby. You were jumping up and down on your chair.
Rightfully so. Did you see what Terry Rozier did that game?
Very bad.
I'm just saying.
He's
just defending this guy.
But nobody did. Why? Anybody who he says anybody who doesn't think he's the MVP, he thinks, and I quote, is full of what he finished it with.
And again, that's all defending his guy. You didn't defend Jimmy?
I did, but nobody ever gave Jimmy the time of day when it came to awards.
So, in situations like this, here's all you need to do. He's defending this guy. Keep him moving. I do the same thing. That's it. I'm not mad at him. I'm not, I don't need to make comment. He's defending his guy.
So you got the goosies or not?
What, over him defending this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do the same thing. We all would. We all would. We all would defend our guy.
You doubting his
Don't
goosies?
lie.
He wasn't moved by that. He wasn't moved by that.
I'm just saying, we all would defend our guy. There's nothing wrong with that. He ain't gonna win, but I appreciate his efforts. Because guess what? The fact that he's won 3, it has nothing to do with how good this year is, even though it's better than all the other years. These guys are tired of Jokic winning the MVP.
They're not tired of it. Another candidate has come along with a pretty good case, dude.
Yes.
And his team is amazing this year.
I got to tell you.
That's the thing that's annoying about it.
Valid point. 30, 20, and 20.
33 points on a 64-win team.
Yes. Again, not
54.
arguing against SGA. I'm just saying 30, 20, and 20.
Anybody who thinks otherwise is full of bleep.
No, you know what? I would be I would be inclined to be full of it then.
Jennifer?
She was very aggressive and very stern with his
She's
words.
always aggressive.
And you know what? I'm all for it. I like it.
Wow.
Goosies.
All right. Froggy?
I don't like this guy.
No goosies.
He's got a good point. Just don't like him.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Dade South has a good point that says, grow up, you stole a nightlight.
You did. And not just a nightlight. Your daughter's nightlight, okay?
Both of them. I stole her sound machine. I stole my son's nightlight. I gave it back.
And Tommy's.
He was out he was out. Give us one more there, Froggy.
Yes, and I will start with where we have been praising the Heat at all day. That is with Pelle Larsson. His hustle yesterday stole the hearts of many, including our own Eric Spoelstra. This is him on Pelle Larsson being a spark.
Really, the idea was just to give us a spark. You know, we needed something. We needed something to get us going. I wasn't even necessarily expecting that. I just felt I've been feeling it for a couple games. You know, in spot minutes, I think in short minutes he's mentally stable enough to handle that. You know, 3 or 4 minutes and then come out and get your regular guys in there. But while those 3 or 4 minutes happen, he may make some things go on. You know, make some things happen. And he certainly did that tonight with his toughness, his activity. That play at half court is one of the best plays I've seen. You know, really. But team's trying to call timeout, and I think he got 3 loose balls on 1 possession, and then it leads to a Terry 3. You know, you feel like those plays then can inspire a whole lot more. That's what we're accustomed to. And for whatever reason right now, look, tonight's different than some of these other nights. We've been getting a lot of inspiring play. We just haven't been able to finish. Tonight, it wasn't inspiring, more inspiring plays for whatever reason. But you do have to credit the Clippers. They played well, and their defense, I think, is the most underrated thing that they do.
No goosies. Too many words.
You know,
that reminded me of Mike McDaniel. For a second, I had to make sure who was talking.
No goosies.
Land the plane, Spo.
Yeah.
Leroy?
I'm no goosey.
No
I feel like it's a very
Listen,
mutual thing.
right now, we need actions. I ain't on no spiritual trip. I don't need that. The only thing gonna make me feel good right now is wins. That's it. That's it. Wins. The emotional side, the feel good side of one good play. Like, I appreciate the efforts. I loved it. It was great. But at the end of the day, you are graded during the course of the year based on how many wins and how many losses you have, not feel good moments. And right now, no matter what is said, they've lost 5 straight, and I don't feel that good.
Jennifer?
Until games stop looking like what's going on outside, no goosies.
No goosies.
Damn. Look what you've done to
Do
her.
you need a visual?
We're under construction.
Do you guys need visuals?
She really wants to see this.
She really likes. She likes big truck go boom
She
boom.
likes it.
Did you play with trucks as a kid?
She
I did.
I can tell.
Like, you know what? Is she not the hardest individual to like?
I
gain from,
definitely
like
I
she
can
said, I learned how to drive in a dually.
I feel
Right? I'm
Dually.
just trying to get a timeline of the crap that J Fig has grown up on doing or whatever, right? I have called her one time and she goes, yeah, the old guy you played dominoes with is checking my car. I'm like, I just can't.
And whenever they fix my car, I'm right there next to them. I got to witness and see. So later on, I know exactly what to do.
Exactly. Froggy,
Smart girl.
Goosey's from Spo.
Not at all. Too many words. Get out of here.
I mean, you know what? It's funny because while we sitting here commenting on Spo, all of a sudden, there's not that much difference between Spo and Mike McDaniel. One just has one more. That's it.
Well,
It's a big difference.
They both are wordsmiths.
Two-time champion.
I would put that Spo has been in the yammering department lately. I would agree.
Yes.
I would agree. Take a break. Final hour coming on up. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Let's get the headlines brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory at the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Miami Dolphins in the midst of free agency. Pretty quiet day. They signed a linebacker. No bigs. Little linebacker depth for the Finns. Mac Jones ended up going to the 49ers yesterday. And we're still waiting on Aaron Rodgers. Still waiting on Russell Wilson, who's visiting with the Browns. And are there any other big shoes to drop? I mean, really, I guess just the Bengals guys, right?
Yeah. Figuring out if that's going to be a trade or they're going to give him an extension, because they already, as far as they've already franchised T. Higgins again.
Franchised Higgins. Hendrickson's allowed to go look for a trade. Supposedly people want to trade what will pay him, but apparently the Bengals are asking for an astronomical price for him.
Well, that's what they do. That's what they do. And then they go back to the player and say, hey, we tried to get the trade for you. Right.
You know?
That is semantic samurai in the whole situation.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Right now, the ACC tournament in the second half, Georgia Tech's up on Duke 31-30, but Duke's at the line right now. Did Cooper Flag come back? Have you seen Marcos? He got banged up in the first half.
I've not seen him return yet.
All right. That's kind of the big story out of this one. We saw that he messed up something with his leg. He really had struggle walking and then walked back to the locker room. So we'll keep an eye on that for those who are ready for Tankapalooza. The Miami Heat, thankfully, are off today. They'll be back at it tomorrow. No big Celtics now. Tonight, Panthers got a big one. Toronto Maple Leafs, 7 o'clock is your puck drop. Did you get it all over your pants?
She made a bit of a mess.
A bit of a toddler today.
Yeah, you know what?
You can't tell me that after you stole the nightlight.
You put a bit of a toddler today.
That's true.
I gave it back.
Right. Like, wait a minute. You stole
Yeah.
your own kid's nightlight.
Borrowed.
It's been an hour. How did you just
Hold on.
Oh, wow.
So,
you got a lot of coffee
hold on. No. So, question.
Talking about a whole cup here.
Did you put it back when they busted you?
No, I told.
And that's stealing. That's stealing.
No, hold on,
That's
dude. Hold on.
stealing.
I borrowed Tommy's. He never woke up. Sophia, she caught me. And then I said, it's for the bit. And then she went back to sleep.
First, you guys steal subs.
Who steals subs?
You steal
And
subs.
cold
That's not stealing.
It is stealing.
Stealing cold cut.
You're stealing my time.
Okay. Can it be stealing if you pay for it?
I'm not doing this debate again.
You're a time thief.
Point is, I spilled coffee
Yeah, you did.
Jesus.
all over myself.
Sure did. How much coffee did you have? That's a lot.
It was a full cup.
It was a full cup.
Jeez.
It's gonna smell like coffee in this building.
Do you do the double 4 or 1/8?
This time around I did 6.
Oh, 6. Okay.
It's not even an option. I didn't know that.
It is an option.
Look what a 6 brought you.
Yeah.
Look what a 6 did.
So
Jeremy.
yeah, Tobin got me on the double up 4-4.
Yep.
I know,
You're
but
caffeine.
You want to give away some Pantera tickets? Will that make you feel better?
Yeah.
yes.
Jane Figg's favorite metal band, Pantera, is coming to the I Think Financial Amphitheater in September. We're giving you a chance to win right now a pair of tickets to see them. It's a Live Nation show. What caller number do you want to do there, Coffee Pants?
You know what? Number 12 for being sad.
Wow.
What are we doing? Why does she keep doing this?
Caller 12 to
At
305.
the rate we're going with the way the Heat are playing, we're going to be
0562.
at call 35 by the end of the year.
305-567-0560. Caller number 12 will win Pantera tickets to the I Think Financial Amphitheater. That is coming your way. Leroy, what else is coming our way? Tell the people about what we call coming.
Live. Guys, you know we like to party, and you know you love our golf. Everybody comes down here to golf. The weather outside today is beautiful. Live Golf is coming back Live Golf returns to Trump National Doral April 4th through 6th. And because it's the Blue Monster, they're going big. Come join giants like John Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka, and more. You have not lived until you've seen Bryson DeChambeau hit a golf ball up front and in person. They have huge DJ sets, epic street food, and Scott Punk legend Sublime headlining Saturday night. Grab your tickets at livegolf.com. That's livegolf.com.
WQAM broadcasting live from the Ed Moore Sawgrass Auto
WQAM. If you guys missed it yesterday, we riffed on all things Dolphins with the great Omar Kelly. We're going to bring that to you coming up here in just a few minutes, as Omar was fantastic yesterday, giving us his lay of the land on the Dolphins offseason. No real updates as of today is concerned, although Raheem Mostert just signed with the Raiders, Leroy.
Mm.
All right.
You know what's crazy? I have been going back and forth with Omar for years.
Yep.
For years. Even we used to go at it in the in the booth up in the when I would go to the games. That's the only person I would argue with, him and Perk.
Let's see. Yep. Raheem Mostert going to the Raiders, according to Jordan Schultz. He broke that story. So there you go. The former Dolphins running back and record holder is there.
Most rushing touchdowns?
Most touchdowns and most rushing touchdowns.
Wow. What do you mean most touch? Oh, in a year? Okay.
In a year. In a year. Yep. And then last year, just didn't go his way, man.
You don't never have to worry about no records with the Browns. No. I mean, when you play on the same team that Jim Brown once played on.
Fair point. Fair point.
Right. It's like, you think anybody's going to break the San Francisco 49ers receiving records?
Cooper Flagg left the ACC championship. They're replaying it right now. He left. You see him in a.
They lost?
Where are you going? Where are you going, camera?
Did they lose the championship?
They are playing it right now. They're up actually right now, 38-33. So they've taken the
Is this this is not the finals though?
It's the quarterfinals. It's their first game.
Oh my goodness. Come
on. It's their first game. Is he back on the bench? Yeah. Okay. So he's back on the bench, but he was in a wheelchair. They wheeled him. I don't know,
you know what we call that?
The old Paul Pierce.
The old Paul Pierce. What Paul Pierce has returned to so many games. Like who's my man for the Knicks back in the early 70s? Willis Reed.
Oh yeah, the old Willis Reed.
He's come back from 17 games like Willis Reed after leaving in it's not even a real wheelchair.
I don't know, man.
Right?
I don't know. But we'll get you your NFL fix here. Omar Kelly talks to Miami Dolphins with him. We bring that to you coming up next.
We're breaking down NFL free
Everybody, Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Miami Dolphins in the midst of free agency. And right then and there, man, they are starting to make their moves. Let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. And visit them online at toyotaofhollywood.com. For the Miami Herald, Omar Kelly joining us there. What's going on,
Gentlemen,
Omar?
gentlemen.
Man?
What's up? I haven't seen you in a minute, Omar.
That's true. QM must have fired me or something. But I listen to y'all on a regular basis. Hello, everyone.
What's up? What's up?
Good to have you on, buddy.
Hey, so check this out.
What y'all fighting about?
Everybody needs defensive linemen and offensive linemen. And there's not a lot out there.
And there are a lot of them getting overpaid too.
Right. So I said, I appreciate that the Dolphins are trying to fill other needs instead of going out and doing what a lot of these teams are doing, and that, oh, we need a left guard. We're going to get the guy and we're going to give him whatever he wants.
$77 million.
Right. So, I mean, what do you say? Because, we all know they need help on the offensive line.
I think that it's wise and responsible to be fiscally conscious and live off a budget, especially when you're on borrowed time. Let's not create a mess for another GM to fix. And I wrote a column earlier in the week about Chris Greer. The column was basically, listen, there's nobody else to blame but you. You have pointed fingers at everybody else to survive for 25 years. The buck stops here. This is all on you. But I also pointed out that during his tenure as the top level executive for the organization, not the final decision maker, which began in 2019, but as the GM who ran the draft since 2016, he doesn't do desperate moves. Now, he'll do bad deals. He'll certainly make bad draft picks, but he does not have the stench of desperation on him, which is why it doesn't surprise me that they're not overpaying these mediocre guards 4 years, $77 million, or didn't give Milton Williams a backup with Philadelphia, the biggest free agent contract. Can you imagine that? A backup in Philadelphia got the biggest free agent contract of the entire offseason.
Right.
And he's talented, but is he worth $26 million, which is $2 million a year more than what you just didn't give Christian Wilkins? He's not.
Right.
Do you? I saw that you like the James Daniel pickup, like his talent.
I love James Daniel. Yeah.
How worried should we be? Because the Dolphin fan is terrified because it feels like every signing comes with injury baggage.
Absolutely, and unfortunately, that's how you get the good deals. Because when I looked at just the film, and yes, he only had 4 games last season, he was by far the best Steelers offensive lineman in those 4 games. He was a player that clearly, I think they've tried to trade for him multiple seasons, but he wasn't available, and he perfectly fits their scheme. Now the question is, will he be healthy for training camp and if not the regular season? You know what you get in with the Dolphins, but for $8 million a year, that's a great price when inferior players are out there making 14 and 15.
Right.
I don't know about the Frank Broom kid. I looked at him as a tackle because that's what he played last season, and he stunk at left tackle. He's okay at right tackle. But there's talk that he could be moving inside to guard. I'll believe it when I see it. I'm not opposed to the re-signing of Isaiah Wynn. It's not somebody who's going to last 17 games, but he's going to be good in the 10 to 12 games that you have him. And I would love for him to be here and them also go out and address the position in free agency, and not free agency, but address the position in the draft. But I'm okay with the second tier, the Leroy Hordes of free agency. I'm okay with building a team with Leroy Hordes. I'm all right with it. The respectable bet, you're going to get a good about 14 games out of him. He's going to play his role. He's going to do his job. He's going to play special teams. I'm good with it.
Right. So
also wouldn't have the 3rd and 1 problems too. We would be that would never be an issue.
So I have 2 things here. One is one of the biggest problems I have with Chris Greer is this. The one thing that you have to support what you're doing with the franchise is your draft picks. And you let them all walk. Nobody does. But Omar, nobody does that. Because it's the thing that shows that you are building a team and you are picking talent well. They've let more guys walk than
I'll agree with you, and I'll do this with you. I hear your point, but are you willing to pay Robert Hunt $20 million a year?
No, that was a shock. That was
the price.
I got
that
you.
was the price. Are you willing to pay Javon Holland $15 million a year? Everybody on this group knows Javon Holland ain't no $50 million a year player.
But here's the deal with Javon.
They just signed
Holland.
a backup who played 1/3 the snaps and has more interceptions than him.
But one of the things about that position that's a little different is that it's so dependent on what you do up front.
Okay.
And so if you go sign $20 million corners and all that, if you don't have a pass rush, you wasted your money.
I will counter you and say the Xavier Howard, Jalen Ramsey were contributors to them setting a sack record in 2023. Yep.
True.
And the safety play, even though it wasn't phenomenal, because I really don't think Javon Holland he's made like 3 plays a year in 4 years. Like that's not a playmaking safety. I don't know where he gets this whole reputation as being a playmaker, because he's not. I saw Rashad Jones. I know what a playmaker looks like. He was not Rashad Jones. But I will argue with you. I'm not going to disagree with you that pressure helps the secondary, but the secondary also helps the pressure. If you make the quarterback hold the ball a second longer than he hopes to,
they can get there.
It goes hand in hand. Now, they didn't get pressure last year, and they weren't good in the secondary. So,
right.
But still, they produced a top 10 defense, which still blows my mind. But that was just the reality of the situation.
Right.
Are you happy that Tua is getting fat again? Because I think this is great. I don't want skinny Tua. I hated skinny Tua.
Omar,
I hate running Tua. I hated that entire idea. I like chubby jujitsu Tua. He played games.
Hey, Omar, I told him this. I sent one word, offseason.
Whatever, dude. I don't care. I'm glad this is what he's doing in the offseason.
Premium condition.
Let that man live his life. Yeah. Listen, y'all judging him. He probably had like 5 beers and 20 wings at the time that y'all took the screenshot of him celebrating his birthday on a yacht.
And we can tell, Omar. We can tell.
And every single one of y'all would look exactly like Tua look in a picture right now. Now, to your point, Tobin, I also preferred chubby Tua.
Yeah.
Last year, when everybody was talking about, how slim he is, how he lost weight, and this, Tua gave up sugars. He trimmed down. You could see it, but he's thick. He's a thickum. Look at his mom and dad. They're thick. He is naturally thick. That is his build. He is Samoan. Dude. He's thick. He was always thick. He was never thin. He's always going to be thick. He's always going to have a booty on him. Like, y'all need to let Tua live, man. Hey. Let that man live in the offseason.
Exactly, dude.
Hey, there's no such thing as a thin Samoan. Right?
I'm just saying, like, here's the thing. I feel like he had a year where he's healthy. He had a year where he's healthy, and then it's like, now it's on my terms. Now I can go do things. I'm gonna add things. It's like, no. Don't go away with what worked. And what worked was wait and not running.
No, he disagrees with you, because I actually agreed with you last year. The whole putting on weight and trying to be runner and more athletic, it didn't make sense to me. And then it got knocked out of his mind in game number 2. Like, no, dude. But he wants to be more elusive, not necessarily a scrambler. But I don't disagree with you, Tobin. I hate that this picture is just being Nick Hicks is going to have a field day with you people. Like Nick Hicks, his trainer, he's going to destroy you people. Tua's not lazy. If there's anything that he can do to improve his game, he's going to do it every single offseason. Let that man have a week to eat his wings and drink his beer. I was honestly shocked he had a beer in his hand because I didn't even know he drank beer. Like Tua, I honestly would think Tua doesn't even drink. I would, in my mind, that's how like purist he is of an athlete. I really don't think Tua drinks, and I probably don't think he drinks. Like I think the beer was in his hand is like when you
he was passing it on to somebody.
No. I'm not really a drinker, and if I want to hold on to something in a social setting for a very long time, it'll be a beer because I can hold that thing for like 3 hours.
You can nurse it. Yep.
Yeah, I can just sip and sip and sip. I'm not gonna drink it. It's not gonna get chugged. And I think that I gotta ask around because I am mind blown that y'all are obsessed that he's like a little bit chunky, and we would all look like that on the boat. But Tua was drinking, and I was like, "Yo, that's kind of a little weird for me."
Is Eichenberg finally gone? Like they're not bringing him back, are they?
I say, hey, every team has one of those guys that can play 3 positions, whether you like him or not.
You're right.
And that's why he may come back.
I want him to have a fresh start. He deserves a fresh start. If he's sitting there for the minimum salary, would I sign him? Yes. Listen, he started playing bad when his shoulder went out. Does anybody care? No, they don't.
Right.
And this has been 4 years of riding the Eichenberg Express. It is what it is. We know what it is. He's not coming back here to start. Would I sign him as a backup, as a 6th, 7th guy? Absolutely. For like a minimum or 1 year, $2 million. But here's the thing. Because of your reaction, Tobin, he needs a fresh start to go somewhere else. Michael Dieter, you don't even realize that he was a starter for the Washington Commanders.
Was he really?
Yes, he was.
I didn't know that.
And that's 3 years removed from being a bust here. Like that's sometimes Noah Igbenogany, starter for the Washington Commanders all season.
Right.
Sometimes guys just need a fresh start.
Right.
And Eichenberg, he can play. Am I interested in counting on him? Absolutely not.
I still think he poked out Zach Sealer's eye. I still think it was him.
No, he didn't. That's the one thing. Like he said. No, I think Zach said. Somebody asked, "Did Eichenberg do it?" He's like, "No." That's the first thing everybody checked. It wasn't Eichenberg.
That's what you say to protect your friend.
Yeah. So
no,
Omar.
I think Eichenberg told me I wasn't even on the field. Don't blame me. Like he's like, because he knows the reputation,
right?
Like he really feel.
Why was he? Yeah, he was the only one who needed a cover up.
Tehran, like he knows the reputation, and I think he came. He was like, "It wasn't me. Don't even ask. I didn't do it. Like I wasn't even on the field."
So Omar, when you look at how this team is constructed and what they're trying to do and how they're trying to handle free agency, we can all be fine with what they've done to this point simply because there's really nothing out there to go throw a whole bunch of money at for this team, right? The numbers aren't right. I just told Tobin that I believe it's not who, it's how. It's not who's on the team, but it's how they play football. They're not physical enough. They're not.
I don't see anybody you added that's going to change the physical dynamic.
Well, but can that? But here's the thing: can that come from the coach and saying just how we're going to do things is going to be a little different? We're going to be more physical. We're going to. So when you look at the success of the teams in the NFL, the one thing that they have is that kind of physicality up front on both lines of scrimmage.
The good teams,
right? Yes. So if we all know this, then why are we watching Wildcat?
Why aren't we watching
I
Wildcat?
said, why are we watching this Wildcat? Everybody sprint all over the field, and then when it's 3rd and 1, you go, what do we do now? Because that's not even what 49ers do. And he came from the 49ers.
Let's throw out the 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 struggles, okay? Because it's been a struggle for 3 years.
Okay.
I have beaten them over the head about it for 3 years. Clearly, they don't have an answer. The best answer that I've gotten is this is our running scheme. This is how we're built. And we've done everything. We work and we practice to run an outside zone. And you could talk about this better than anybody, Leroy. That outside zone ain't going to work on 3rd and short.
No.
And so can you get a short power game? Obviously they can't because they've tried for 3 years.
Right.
Now, what do you do to counter that is you can't do quarterback sneak. I'm not opposed to what you're saying about the Wildcat. I'm really not. Yeah. Is that the number one problem that we have as a Dolphin fan base? No, it's not. But is it a problem that's gone anywhere for 3 years? No, it's not. Like they can't answer it. And it's a deeper problem than just let's just add a power back because you got a fullback.
Right.
It's not.
It's the overall the way they do things.
Yes, it's overall the way they do things. And their motion quick game spread you out. Okay, that approach works and it made you a top offense for 2 years. It tanked last year, but that had other variables and circumstances to it. But the problem that you have at 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 short yardage conversion, that's a completely different entity. That is a major problem that they have to fix, but it has nothing to do with your level. You didn't have success last year because you couldn't run the ball, not because you couldn't convert 3rd and 1.
Well, because here's the other problem is they tried to run the ball, but then you get in 2nd and 12 and 2nd and 13 because you run that wide zone, and now you're behind the chains, and now you're playing catch-up football, and you do it 5 drives a game to where you can have success running the football because there's nothing wrong with 2nd and 7.
But that's an offensive line problem in my mind.
You think it's an offensive line? So
I think that's all. They weren't get you anything.
Okay.
They weren't get you any because you can't go from running for 2,400 yards and 5 yards a carry in one season to inept, inefficient the next season with pretty much the same talent. Because what finished the season last year was the exact same thing that was on the offensive line minus Austin Jackson. And I'm not a big believer that Austin Jackson is that much of a difference. Now, with Austin Jackson, they did have a 4-game span where they ran for 150 yards.
Right.
With Austin Jackson, and then he went down in Buffalo, and the running game disappeared with the exception of Cleveland. One game in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, I mean, and for the second half of the season, they kept trying to fix the leaks and patch the holes and address the issue. And Isaiah Wynn finally got unleashed, and then it came alive, and then it disappeared again. And by the time we got to the end of the season, you know, Leroy, players just trying not to get hurt. Like that's all they trying to do.
Once you realize you ain't getting there.
Once you realize, once they got to the first quarter and saw Kansas City was blowing out whoever they were or losing to Denver, I forget what it was. They was like, yeah, we done. And it wasn't just Tyreek. So, I know fans will be like, yeah, Tyreek quit on the team, blah, 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 blah. I don't believe that. I do believe that, but they were saying their goodbyes to each other in the third quarter. Like,
yeah, but you can't be the leader and do that.
Who said Tyreek was a leader?
They put that C on him.
That's the mistake that everybody made.
Everybody, your best player isn't always your leader.
You cannot have your most immature player be your leader.
Correct.
It don't work.
Correct.
And I knew he was a captain, but Tyreek and a leader? Come on, man. Like, really?
Right.
Omar, thanks for the time, man. Really appreciate it. Go check him out. Miami Herald.
Just all day, right?
All day, dude. All day. Follow his work at the Miami Herald, Dolphins in Depth podcast. He does a fantastic job. Follow him at Omar Kelly. Always appreciate the time, man. Thank you.
All right, guys.